Does that track?
I'm just reading it.
Mm-hmm. You can't have multiple applications on a single target is the big thing with that. So I can't do like multiple things for the same person.
Sure. Basically, the way I'm reading it anyway is you're basically taking a held action. You just don't have to actually declare the action. You have to declare the event that will activate that action.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks like it should work.
Cool. I'm doing it on both of them.
As a note, me and Nora are playing Sea of Thieves currently, and we are finishing up this one thing, and then we will be ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
Sea of Thieves. I love that game. I hate the player versus player combat, but it's a fun game.
I need to go try to figure out what's happening because we just got into a fight. So I'll be back in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, hold on. So, another thing that I'm reading into this event, into this ability, this is interesting. It says it can only affect a given target once per day. Hold on. It says if that
I think
outcome
it's
is it
more.
a one-time thing then, or is it I cast it and they just have it
Oh no,
forever?
it's a
day?
one-time thing. Once it activates, it's over.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It just means I can't keep recasting on the same person over and over the same day.
Yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to be viewed is if you go and you're just like, every time this friggin' random guy has a sandwich, I get to pop in and freaking zap him. You know, you can't do it every day. You can do it every day.
Every time,
you can't
multiple
do it
times per day, yeah.
Yeah, you can only do it once.
Once, yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a really fucking powerful skill.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not going to abuse it because I only want to give essentially this blessing upon very significant people.
Yep. And keep in mind others of the time word are also able to do that. So
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to risk the overuse and reliance of an ability like that, you know.
Mhm.
If I can't, it's just because I worry because we're leaving for so long that I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, just
That's
in
how I
case.
came up with that. Because I remember that I actually did create an artifact that allowed you to do something like this, the Hand of the Balance, but I think it was mixed with something else.
Okay.
I think Prophetic Insight. Effectively allowed you to jump forward in time and make one action during that timeline.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was not good for the user though. Mostly because it's
Cool.
like, I think if I remember correctly, it was Payden. Theo might remember as well. The shield of the sun or something like that, which would allow you to jump in time and make an action. Unfortunately, all the different queries that he had about it were, how is the world going to end? A through F. These are the 5 different methods that the freaking area that we're trying to defend are going to get overrun by evil.
Oh.
And one action against a host is a lot less powerful, even if you're a god.
Yeah. If I become too reliant on something like that, I feel like there's no, I don't know. It's problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I do really like. I actually read Withering Hour. It's very fucking cool. I might actually eventually get that because I can just make people old.
Yep.
I can just do that with it.
Yeah. I had a guy who had that ability. It is very nasty against mortals.
Just like, all right, you're old now. Bye. Bye now. Bye bye. my god, it would be so cool if I could like de-age people.
Unfortunately, de-aging is not part of the
This
deal. It's aging that
yeah.
you can do.
I know. Time is very much a moving forward or quick redo, not a let's
Mhm.
reverse things like fully.
Yeah, no, time is definitely the future, not the past.
Mhm.
You have some
Could I
limited
do something?
ability to do the past, but it's usually pretty close.
And it's always like on me as well.
It's because this game definitely uses a version of the butterfly effect where the further you go back, it's why a lot of the time powers are. You can't go back all that far because if you
Mhm.
change something, a whole mess of other things might get changed. So time goes, no, you're not allowed to do that.
Question: could I theoretically? Is this like an ability I would be able to do theoretically, or make someone de-age with the power of Dominion and possibly more powerful, like some of the crystals, or is that just completely out of the question? Like, no,
I
I would
wouldn't
have
say
to,
it's completely out of the question.
but I'd have to
I
figure
would
it
say
out.
you'd have to probably either figure it out with time or you'd have to go and figure it out with a different power. Because that's
Gotcha.
more
Okay.
of health's and fertility's purview.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay.
So maybe like
I
working
have no
with
plans for
Theo,
that.
you might be able to do that. But
I
yeah,
have no plans for that, but yeah.
I'll say keeping a mortal alive for a very long extended period of time is hard. There's a reason Lichdom is the more consistent and effective method of keeping a mortal alive for a long period
Yeah.
of time.
I have no plans for that. I just
Or cloning.
just curiosity. Ooh, cloning.
I mean, clone
Let's
is a
make a clone
spell.
army.
It does exist. I wonder what they're battling. 'Cause I
If you
haven't
do
played-
want a lich, though, I can help you.
They said they just got into a battle, so I assume likely either a player or a skeleton ship.
Hmm.
From the length that they've been gone, I'm going to assume a player, because skeleton ships are very quick.
Huh.
I avoid players like the plague. I hate the PvP aspect of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would too if I actually played Sea of Thieves. Interesting. Apparently someone's giving another shot to the Half-Life 2 like alternate storylines.
Hmm.
Although this looks actually like more well thought out and actually good than what was it? I'm trying to think what the heck it's called. The Kill the Freeman one. Hunt Down the Freeman, that one. Which was horrible. I didn't play it, but I've watched at least a few reviews that went into very high detail, and it's it's not good. A mix of the main guy who is trying to craft things just bungling every possible thing he could bungle, plus just not being a very interesting story writer.
Yeah.
But when you go and you name your thing, hunt down the Freeman, and then the amount of hunting you do is 2 missions, if I recall, across like 6 hours. Yeah, it's not not quite as good as you'd imagine. 'Cause it could have been interesting, like looking at it from the Combine's point of view, but because we don't know almost anything about the Combine, they're just kind of there. We're evil bastards. But I mean, you get a little tiny peek in what was it, episode 1, when you're kind of escaping the spire. And that's kind of it. I'm sure there's more, but I'm not able to think of it off the top of my head. It's an interesting world that we're probably never going to see anything more of from the original creators.
Yeah.
That's less
I
crap.
mean, they've got Half-Life 3 lined up, ready to get started whenever. They literally, well, no, they literally like retcon stuff in the end of Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Like specifically, they changed the ending. Like they've acknowledged that there's going to be more. We just don't know if it's going to be Half-Life 3 or if they're doing something else with that change. They might do a sequel of Half-Life Alyx and put that in the same timeline as Half-Life 3, but from the way that Half-Life Alyx ended, and I'm not spoiling anything because I don't think you've played it.
I have not, because I don't have a I don't
Gotcha.
even have a
Do you
headset.
care about spoilers?
I'm never probably going to play it just
Okay.
because of how things
So-
are.
The whole thing with Half-Life Alyx is you are, I believe you're looking for Dr. Freeman, and you're going through, and you eventually find this place where they're keeping Dr. Freeman, and you open it up, and you basically break him free, and oh, that's not Dr. Freeman, that's the G-Man you just broke out. So he's there, and then he basically says, I will give you something you don't even know you want yet. And he shows a vision of the future where Alex's dad dies at the end of Half-Life 2 Episode 2. And she kills she's able to kill the thing that's going to kill him and saves his life. But then she gets taken by the G-Man for something. So it literally retcons his death at the end of Episode 2. So that makes me think we're not getting a Half-Life Alyx 2, and we are going to get something that at least we're probably, if we get a Half-Life 3, it's not going to go in a direction that people originally thought. It is going to be completely different, and it's going to be about the G-Man, like 100%.
Probably.
So-
They've set him up to be a pretty enigmatic character, so
They fucking broke him out of like space-time prison in Half-Life Alyx, so yeah. He's going to be, we're going to find, if they do come up with another Half-Life, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they called it like something stupid like Half-Life Rise of G-Man or something dumb like that. It just completely didn't go with go with Half-Life 3.
I fucking love that name.
I mean, because I don't know if they want to name it Half-Life 3. I think they're going to make another Half-Life game that is Half-Life 3, but not name it Half-Life 3, because that name is cursed.
yep. Just to keep
So-
up with the joke where they can't
We're
name
gonna get a
anything
sequel.
on 3.
Yes. I think we're going to get a sequel to Half-Life 2 Episode 2. I don't think it's going to be like what people want or what people are thinking, and it's not going to be called Half-Life 3. That's my thought.
Yeah.
It could be another VR game. Who knows?
It's very likely that eventually Valve will come out, and who knows, it might be like... I'm wondering if they're just kind of waiting so they can do something like Half-Life 2, or even the original Half-Life, and just revolutionize like that genre again, and that's why they're just kind of hesitating, because they're just like,
Well,
we could do the Duke Nukem thing and just, wait and keep building it over and over again until eventually we basically just have to kick it out the door and watch as that
here's the
horrendous
thing.
shit show goes down.
The thing is, Valve has changed in the past 5 years. It's drastically changed. Like, it's kind of crazy. There used to be a lot of policies and stuff about you're not allowed to like interact with people on Twitter. You're not allowed to do this and that. And then they got like new community manager. They got social media manager people, and suddenly like in the past since Half-Life Alex came out, a lot of the staff who worked on it have been like retweeting and posting art and like fan art and stuff and interacting with the community and the devs. There was an interview with the devs and they were literally asked like what's with Half-Life 3 and their response was something along the lines of like the expectations are just way too high. People want like too much. So Half-Life Alex was a beautiful transition back into the series. It did so much better than Valve thought it would. Valve had very little faith in it. Like, they were backing it, but they didn't expect it to literally sell out their headsets. So it was kind of crazy. And they did kind of revolutionize gameplay with it, because the VR games, there really wasn't like a full production VR game before that. Everything was experiences. Half-Life Alex was a game, so that was cool.
Yeah. There are very
know, I
few
think-
games I can think of off the top of my head that are like VR games that are like actual full-length games rather than just, in a lot of ways, just sandboxes or
Yep.
shooting ranges
tough.
or things like that.
People don't know what to do with it.
Mhm.
It's and that was one of the first ones. Another cool thing, Valve kind of dropped game development stuff for a while, but this marks the first, I believe, other than Dota 2, the first proper game to use Source 2 as its engine. So, with development of Source 2 and Source 2 being released and all of this stuff, they've talked about restarting like a lot of old projects that they just dropped years ago. So I think we're going to be seeing some really neat stuff in the next decade.
Yeah.
I think so.
They've had Steam, so they don't really need to bother, developing games because Steam is wildly successful. So
I think Gabe just missed making I think he's just missed like having cool video games, so he's just like,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
let's do this again.
they started it, Valve started as a studio that was making games, and then all of a sudden they were like, yeah, now we don't have to make games, but we're still a studio.
Yeah.
Like, we could just run Steam and probably be fine until finally someone discovers a different way of doing things, but it's kind of boring.
I think the fact that the Epic Store has been doing better and better as a competition, because Steam didn't have any competition, and it still really doesn't.
Yeah,
But
the Epic Store is there, but
Epic
people
Store. Here's
still
the thing,
have
though,
feel
at
a
the
little
Epic
bit-
Store,
yeah,
as
about it.
shitty as they are, they actually do provide like developers with some really nice deals and like good exclusivity contracts and stuff like that. It's actually pretty good. So
Well, once
that-
they get the store more set up, adding stuff like the friends and chat and the ability to buy more than one thing
Yeah.
at once, then
eventually,
yeah, it's still
But
like
either
I still
way-
haven't bought anything off of it, but
I haven't
it's
either. I've gotten
there.
free stuff. They offer free
yes,
stuff monthly.
that's what I've been doing is peeking on the free stuff now and then and being like, yeah, I guess
Either way,
if you're offering it and it's free
with
and I don't
another
have to do anything,
entity like that coming up, I feel like that also
Yeah,
may
they'll
help
have to change.
motivate, because if they're not the only marketplace for video games, then like they have to, maybe making games on their own is a good idea. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a big push because they make more than enough money to be fine with it, even with Epic being what it is. But
Yeah. Well, it's because Epic
knows?
hasn't been able to really take away from their monopoly quite yet. But who knows? Epic it's continuing, so we'll
it's getting
see.
there. Yeah.
Because
Well-
I think if Epic is able to add some real functionality to their store to make it more alike to Steam, which has so much additional functionality other than just being a store, like it's kind of even sad that even Origin has more functionality on the back end than the Epic Game Store, and Origin is horrible.
Mhm. I'm excited. I am genuinely excited for what's to come. I think the funniest part about all this Half-Life stuff is I've never really been a fan of the series. I've never played any Half-Life game, but like I don't know,
think the
just
only one that
hearing
finishes-
about it
So-
so much and experiencing all of these things from it and just the culture behind it just really makes me want to root for the series and for there to be more. I'm invested.
I think Valve has done a fantastic job of setting up a world that gives you just enough information to make it very, very compelling, without just throwing the entire freaking "this is how everything works" and it makes it intriguing without giving
Mhm.
away the inner workings. And honestly, especially as a story, it's fantastic, as they are very, very good, especially at environmental storytelling.
Yeah. God, this is such an interesting series. Man, those two must be having a rough time with some players.
Yeah.
Ah!
Huh?
I forgot I got Remnant from the Ashes. I'm still meaning to actually like play that at some point. It was one of the free things on Epic, and I grabbed it when it was there.
Let me actually open up Epic and see if I missed free stuff. Oh, there's the free game dev assets this month. Forgot
Hmm.
about that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty that's going on. What are you playing, Theo? Are you not playing anything?
Terraria.
Ah.
I'm just
Yep.
sitting here.
Terraria, my Half-Life 2.
Yeah, I don't think I've played Terraria since I went over to your house, Theo.
It's
It's been a long time, at any rate.
It's changed a lot. There's a lot of new stuff.
Well, you forget, Norix, that I play with Theo, which means it doesn't matter how much new stuff there is, because Theo has... I wonder, how many mods do you have currently on, Theo? 60?
Oh my god.
More or less
it-
than 60?
it would be less than 60, but one of the mods is the 64-bit version, so
Okay.
Yeah, as I stated, yeah, no, it doesn't matter how much the base game adds, Theo will beat it every time.
yeah. Especially so Team Mod Loader hasn't updated to the
The most
to the
recent one, which is
latest version.
frustrating.
Yeah,
Because they said they would, and then they were like, "Oh, we didn't say that."
The
They're
dragon
like,
their
"Oh,
feet.
it's official now," and then, "Oh, well, we didn't say it'd be updated." Fucking pieces of shit.
it's,
Yeah, they'll get around
I'm
to
still
it.
mad about
sad.
that.
and of course Team Mod Loader 64 won't update until Team Mod Loader updates, so
Hmm.
stuck in a cycle.
Mhm. They just need to update.
They'll get around to it.
Yeah.
I can see like there might be an incentive not to, just because when they update, that means that every single mod that they have will potentially, like all the big mods are potentially just gonna cease functioning for a while, which
Well,
is gonna
that's
mean
why-
no one's gonna use
That's why
it.
you use
Well, yeah.
the old version with the old mods until they update the new ones. But if there's no new T mod loader, no mods can update in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And people want to play on the most recent version of Terraria. Like, it's
It's
got
cool.
so much new stuff. And we're still
Yeah.
waiting on that second big update as well. They might, honestly, they might be waiting for that, I think.
Oh, they finally changed it. Oh,
There's
great.
a second big update? I didn't even know about
Yep.
that.
Yep, the final update's in 2 parts. The first part is the content. Second part is a bunch of extra stuff. I forget what, but it was so big that, yeah. Hi,
Is
did
there
you run into
going
players?
to-
Yeah, we ran into players, and then in attempting to get away from them, they proceeded to follow us until we ran into more players, and then we got double teamed. And then they decided that to just leave each other alone and go their separate ways. You
What?
know,
Oh my
yes.
god.
Hey Theo, by the way, the Iron Harvest mission, that one that I freaking had to cheese to actually win, guess what
Yeah.
happened? They fixed it, so it's not
Hey.
freaking stupid.
That's good.
Oh no, I have to actually replay it though. God damn it, whatever. It's fine. Maybe I can actually
The
like,
thing
beat
that
it.
I do when players start chasing me is just sail to the edge of the world. I figure if they're not gonna let me keep my treasure, then fuck
we
them.
didn't even have
No
any
one
treasure.
gets it. Oh.
No, we were new people trying to learn the ropes, and they bored us like I don't know 4 or 5 times. So they
Oh,
100%
no.
knew they were just being cunts, you know, as you
Yeah.
do.
Damn. That's
But, you
that's
know.
rough.
I mean, that's unfortunately kind of
Happens.
how those games are. Some
That's how-
people
that's
just
how
like
it is.
to
Sea of
screw
Thieves
with
has a-
people just because.
Sea of Thieves has an extremely toxic community. I avoid players all the time. It's fucking
See, you
sucks.
say that. It was very surprising though, because the group that kept chasing us down, there was a different group. Like we were all going to an outpost so we could, you know, dump the little shit we have to turn the quest and end. And then there was another group there who started helping us. Chads.
Yeah, I've run into players who do help, but most interactions I've had with other players in all the time that I've played has been extremely negative, or just avoiding everyone outright. Like I don't like. I wish there was a way to just turn off PvP.
Well, they're kind of making their own servers apparently now.
That doesn't do anything. It's not. You don't get anything for it. It's just for roleplay. That's their
Oh, okay.
intention. Yeah, you don't get any gold or rep from it. So maybe once I mean, I'm already Pirate Legend. All I'm working for is getting the rest of Athena's the ship set. So once I get that, there won't really be any reason for getting any gold. So maybe I'll just do that for streaming. So
You see,
but
I'm
it's
like,
a fun game. It's absolutely fantastic, wonderful PvE game. Beautiful. The ship fights are fun with the skeleton ships. I love the treasure hunting and all the sailing and the quests. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Just the PvP's the
also,
biggest flaw.
Peyton, some might you didn't notice, but the other ship I'm pretty sure gave us a lot of like supplies.
Yeah, no, I noticed because I was like, oh god, I'm out of fucking wood again. And I was like, I looked at the void chest. I was like, well, maybe there'll be someone here, and there was a bunch in there. I was like, well, shit. All right.
Well, if y'all want a third at some point, I do play.
Oh, we have 4 actually.
We have 3
Bastards.
people who recently just started today,
Damn.
and then me. I have Norix. I basically have almost the entire Ashen set.
Nice. I've been working on
Athena.
Athena. Yeah. Are you Pirate Legend?
Not yet, no. Because I'm
Okay.
pretty close, but I only
The
had a
grind
open
fucking
crew.
sucks for merchant.
Oh, then why don't you oh, well, yeah. Do it in, what is it? That Ashen area.
I'm already Pirate Legend, so I'm
Fireplace.
fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been Pirate Legend for a while.
Well, for me, my problem is just that I didn't have a crew. And
I got
open
mine
crew.
solo.
So that's not really that fun, because I'm like, I want to play with people.
That's fair. That's fair. 100% fair.
Because, like, being on, like, a solo stuff, that's basically just, grinding, and it's like, okay, well, I'm doing it just to do this. Now it's like, oh, we can make little stories, we can do things together. I don't have to, get into a party with a child and
I do have 2 people.
Brazilian.
I do have 2 people that I absolutely love playing with. 2 of my friends are so good at PvP. My one friend will just be the 2 of us on a sloop. This guy can take down an entire 4-person crew on his own. Like, we start getting chased, and he's just like, all right, I'm gonna go take care of him. And he fucking launches himself at their ship and just completely obliterates it. It's insane. Meanwhile, I'm like, enemy aboards our ship. I'm like, oh god, where's my sword? And then I die. I'm
I
so
used to be
shit at the
pretty
game.
alright at PvP,
PvP.
but it's been like a month or two since I played, and I'm like, oh god, what am I doing?
I'm so shit at PvP. It is.
Get out of here.
I've never been good at it.
I spawned in and had 3 bombs hit me. I was like, that
Hey,
wasn't really much of a
the
chance.
the first day that I played, we had 2 players row up to us in a fucking kamikaze vessel. That was fun. We were literally just parked on an island just starting out, and they rode up on us like, all right, time to die. Nuke.
I feel like, well, the problem is that you get a lot of, what is it, basically console players, and I get the feeling that, you know, the community on consoles aren't that great. Like, for example, Call of Duty. Notoriously
mean-
horrible,
Yeah. Console communities are generally extremely toxic because it's full of children. But also, Sea of Thieves just has a very toxic community. That's just how it is. It's unfortunate. That's how it be.
Something about role-playing a pirate might bring out the worst in people. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something about
Yeah,
being
I
a
mean,
little shit brings out the worst in
it's-
people.
it's not even that. It's just people just want to be dicks for the sake of like. Here's the thing. I'm fine with the PvP stuff. If you want to fight another ship, that's fine. But don't be a dick about it. Don't attack players who are parked on a fucking island. Don't go after someone if they're running away from you. Just like do your fucking Sea Dogs arena if you want to do PvP. That's literally there. Or put up a fucking PvP flag and wait for someone else. Like that's fine. I'm fine with you doing PvP in your own little world, but don't
Well,
fuck
yeah,
me up
but
when I'm just
here's the
trying to
thing.
play the game.
If you're just trying to play the game and you don't want to PvP, that means by all likelihood, you won't be particularly good at PvP, which means they can stomp you.
It's funny because the person I play with makes that absolutely not true because we've had people try to do that and they're just so shit at the game. We had we had this one ship. I think it was 2 or 3 other people, and I forget what I was doing, but my friend literally, I think, full crew killed them 3 times before he died. Like, and I think they hit our ship with 1 cannonball, and then we just wiped the floor with them. This dude is so good at PvP. I cannot play without him there because I die.
Yeah. It's one of those games that I've had on my wish list for a while and just haven't felt the need to buy it yet.
Yeah.
Getting asked if I have that game just doesn't.
Yeah.
To
be fair, though,
as a
it's kind
Theo
of like-
game.
Yeah. It's kind of like the GTFO, where I got that at some point, and then I was like, other people I know have this game, and then I asked around, they're like, yeah, we have that game. And then I like started
Never
up,
played it.
no one plays it. I have
Mhm.
played the sum total of 5 times? Yeah. 5 missions.
Oh, are we talking about Among Us?
No.
No,
No,
GTFO
GTFO.
literally said
Whole
GTFO.
Whole
Don't play
conversation,
Among Us
dumbass.
again.
I hate Among Us.
See, I enjoy it, but it's because I like playing those sorts of games with Jake because Jake is hilarious.
I don't
is-
like PvP.
He's really, really good at the Town of Salem type of games, and I honestly I adore playing with him because it's such a great person to freaking like bounce what the rest of the group is doing, because he's so good at being a lying bastard and playing good guy at the same time. So he's a really, really great person to like keep an eye on for how are things going right now. Poorly? Yeah, I thought it was poorly.
I just want to play cooperative games. That's all. I just want to work with other people. I don't want to fight other people. That sucks.
See, yeah, I agree with you on like 90% of games. I more enjoy cooperative ones, but once in a while I don't mind being an evil bastard because sometimes it's fun.
It's too stressful.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally stressful. In saying that, GTFO is freaking stressful, and that's entirely cooperative. Holy hell! my
Well, that's a
fucking
different kind of
blood
stressful.
runs like goddamn.
I think one of my big problems with stuff like PvP is just the chances of running into someone who has a higher time investment and just getting absolutely stomped.
Yep.
The longer the game's been out before you get it, the higher that goes, and it gets drastically higher. Because once you hit a certain point, there's a very small amount of people who are just buying the game, and there's a very large amount of people that, of those who are still playing, have played a fuck ton.
I have one exception to this.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight. It's such a fucking funny game. I love that.
That's
I
one of the
love
games
watching
I
other
still haven't.
people play that.
Dead by Daylight is such a goofy, like, over the top, arcadey type game. I fucking love that. That is the one exception. Because it's like, it's supposed to be a horror game, but you just end up like learning how to like loop killers to the point where you're just running around and they get frustrated and leave you. That
Mhm.
shit is so fucking funny to me. Or you get like a team of dumbass other teammates who are just miserable at the game. You're like, well, I guess we're just throwing this one in the bag. It's fucking
kind of reminds me of
hilarious.
what is it? The Evolve game. So I remember that. Ugh. That was a miserable game to play on both sides of the table. Like there were times where you could really, if you got going as like the monster, you could get going and freaking absolutely roll the enemy team. And then if you're playing as the good, as the hunters, there were times where if one person doesn't play well, freaking you're rolled. It's horrible sometimes. Ugh.
All right.
Well, I'm ready.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Hey,
So
Cord.
when we were last
Wait, what is
here.
this video? Oh, hold on. I gotta hit record. Okay, I'm good.
So when we were last here, you guys had finished up the prison. I think had gone back and rested in Slokion and kind of got ready to head off to Famarel. Is that right? Famarel.
Yes.
Not really, but sure.
No, but okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
You rested for a
I've done
very
all
short time. Yeah.
We stayed back for enough time to like prep and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
you asked us to figure out what we were bringing, and
Wow.
I'm like, oh, fucking no.
So, yep, you guys are heading out. At least between the 5 of you, the only NPC that's coming is your friend there, Yorma, as she isn't bringing any of her friends. Or, well, she has her own reasons, so you can ask her if you wish, but I'm sure her reasons are obvious enough. So, other than Theo and Norix, who have already stated what they're bringing, what about the other two?
Small mob of big wolf and small mob of the little shits.
Hivelings?
Yes.
The
Actually, how many do I have? How many of the bees do I have?
A lot.
Like I have, right. Mobs,
Enough.
please.
At this point, probably only actually a large mob. They don't quite cover the world yet.
Yeah, we're gonna do a small mob then.
Though they're certainly getting there.
Oh yeah.
When
Also,
you
I
come
need-
back, it's just
I
gonna
had had no idea for what weapons to give them, which is I just need to give them flechettes. Flechettes are like the fucking meanest weapon ever. Because like, yes, this man is above you, and you now have a fucking railroad spike that has gone through your entire body. How unfortunate for you.
Rods from God.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm bringing emotional support.
Uh-huh.
Is emotional
Uh-huh.
support like a stick with a face on it, or what?
Yes.
No, that'd be
Alchemist set.
Morphine.
Mitchell. If I did
weed?
that, that'd be something tangible. I can't do that.
So are you
But-
just bringing it yourself then?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no emotional support for.
Listen, he lost all his emotional support the second he started doing fucked up shit with you watching.
Alright.
Decides to kill a hero for no reason. Emotional
Oh my
support
god.
gone. Amelia's hope and support for the party gone.
Yeah.
That hero's life gone.
I mean, yeah, Merrick will join you, by the way, Theo.
Alright.
He is, by the way, not a combatant. If he gets
Oh,
into
yeah.
combat, Merrick will die. It is not an if, but it is a guarantee.
Time to see him to the Hivelings.
I mean, he's effectively a medic,
Gotcha.
so he can heal people. Worse than you, but he can. And that is basically his contribution.
Turns out not everyone can be a fucking god. Who could have guessed?
Only a adept freaking mage, so it's not even all that good.
Whew.
Not everyone can be a god, but anyone can become a god, as proven by our party.
Incorrect.
Only, yeah, you're wrong. Only the most incompetent of people
Yeah,
can become
That's
God.
true.
We aren't the most incompetent.
Ember
But
dwarves
damn if
that
we
are
aren't trying.
nigh unkillable. Those guys get fucked.
We're not the most incompetent, but yeah, we're giving it our best shot.
We're
Hello.
We're on our way.
Yep. So, Norix, you do your thing for the setup, and you
I mean,
guys.
to be fair, I can give a pretty good sucker punch before being obliterated.
We need to get you a fucking intelligence-based weapon like ASAP. Jesus Christ.
We need to get you intelligence.
I hate to tell you, you'll find that those weapons are going to be extremely rare. Because it turns out
know.
most of the universe decrees that hitting someone with a big stick or hitting them with a very fast moving stick is those
my
are the two
job.
main methods of dealing with problems.
Turns
Yeah.
out
At least
hitting
physically.
someone with a fast stick that is based off of your mind,
It's a little rarer to find. Not that no one's figured out how to do it, but the number of people that have figured out how to do it is very small in
Yeah,
comparison
here's the
to
thing.
people who have figured out how to
Uh,
shoot people with little sticks and hit people with big sticks.
yeah. Here's the thing. Number of people who figured out how to do it. You don't have to really figure out shit to go, ah, yes, tree branch.
go-
Smash face.
Bonk.
Yep. The
Skull
bonk and
go
shooter are
crush.
pretty easy. So, yep. You guys leave Slokion and start traveling up to Famarel.
On
That's
the
it.
road
Usual.
again.
Passing all the usual things that you've seen so far. I'm not going to bother describing them as you guys have seen them already, and there's no change. So, you make it to the prison and cross through it without any issues because there's no one left there.
How could this have possibly happened?
How could this happen? We
Who
should
could
make
have
this our
possibly done
base.
this?
We should make this a base for ourselves. A checkpoint.
Did we go over this before?
Yes, we did. Let's go.
I mean, I think that was a plan at some point, but I don't think it
Yeah.
actually ever went anywhere.
It never
No, we
materialized.
don't have enough
Turns out-
people, period.
Yeah, A, we didn't have enough people, and B, the night road fucking scary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We need tough people to stay here.
And we
It
all
would
suck.
be a if we can manage to like kind of figure out everything before the prison and secure that, it would be a pretty good like what's the word?
Checkpoint.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, here's the problem. Figure out everything before the prison. Night roads and that don't stay figured out.
Yeah. No, I know.
They gotta go, you killed them, here's more.
Yeah, the night roads are basically just paths across effectively empty space that's filled with things that hate you and your friends
It's like
and
if
everything
had,
you stand on.
It's like if you had a dirt path going through the most bandit-infested forest ever, and you went, yeah, so once we get this part sorted, it's like, yeah, get it sorted, you
Alright.
say.
Yeah. You clear off the path, and then
I meant
the
the
next group
world.
that comes over, the next group that comes along the path has to clear it as well because there's now more things.
Actually, have you ever played Stalker? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay, there's Theo. Yeah. So yeah, I guess.
I played a
Well-
very small amount of Stalker, not enough to say that I really played it. So
Well, I guess for Theo to explain or to get an idea, is it's kind of like you're walking down a road, and you're surrounded by anomalies. Then next time you go down that road, there's more anomalies.
Yeah.
Except
Yep.
anomalies are more passive in how they try and kill you. They don't
I
usually
wouldn't
actively
say that.
seek you out. Well, do anomalies normally actively seek you out to murder you?
Some of them. I mean, they
Yes.
want, like, depending on the anomaly, they're gonna stay in a certain area, but, like, if you enter their zone, they'll...
Fuck you up.
That fireball's coming for you.
That's fair, I suppose.
Can't wait to fall into the gravity anomaly.
so
Can't wait until you fall into an anomaly that just sends you back in time like 10 seconds. Just infinitely for the rest of time.
The
Yes,
abduction anomaly.
this is hell.
I feel like I shouldn't walk forward here, but I'm already taking a step, and my movement is already turning me. Oh, and now I'm back where I was standing.
I feel like I shouldn't walk forward here.
So, yep. Past the prison, it's just a big, long, empty road.
All right. Question:
And
Can we
that's to be continued for the next 3 days.
can we
what are you
spin
days?
Dominion while moving?
I mean, if you can like build something, but I'm not sure exactly how because you do need like a forge and whatnot to stay in one place for the whole day. So
I'll carry you.
I
don't
feel like
think
I've answered this question already.
Yeah,
and the
no,
question is-
You
yeah,
you
the answer is
started
kind of,
answering,
but
and then
not really.
I remembered that it's like dependent on what you're doing. And then
Genetic modification? No, because you
Listen.
kind of need a lot more time
It
and
isn't-
the people
listen.
to stay still.
Genetic modification is far more like safe than what I'm doing. Genetic
like-
modification, you normally know what you're doing. I'm winging it.
Yeah.
And
If you're
sometimes
teaching
it works out.
skills, I mean, if it's a skill you could do while walking, sure.
Teach them how to use
If it's
flechettes.
like how to how to be a blacksmith 101 while walking down a path, that's a little bit harder.
So first
because
thing you do
need
is
a
you
forge.
set up the forge. And now you 40 are going to be carrying the major forge bits, and you 40 are going to be carrying the minor forge bits, and you 5 are going to be learning.
We'll swap. Oh my god.
Every hour we will swap.
So, yep, for the first 3 days, it's just walking along the path. It's boring. You guys are most likely eating piles of beef jerky, or at least
On
your
the
followers
road
are.
again.
And it's just nothing. Just an endlessly stretching road for 3 days with the
Can't wait
darkness
to get
pressing in
back
around
on
you.
the road again.
And then finally, you actually do see something in the distance. A large stone slab that seems to have a lot of little lights kind of patterned all over it and glowing something or other on the front.
That makes me
Still a little
fucking
too far.
nervous.
Yeah, it's still too far to read or see what exactly the glowing runes are, but it's definitely lit and whatnot. It's in a little tiny plaza. So as you guys kind of
Uh,
come up to it, unless you guys
Yeah, I'm
are
gonna ask Yorma
watching it.
what that is as we come up to it.
Yeah, she just kind of, scratches her head. I don't know. I would assume it's a monument or something of that sort. It has been quite a long time since I've walked these roads, so.
Oh, fair. All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
She's been in prison for like a couple hundred years or something.
I think it's a little
Was it
short.
100?
Yeah, it's been a long while.
It's been a hot minute.
It's at least been a few decades. So,
It's been at least like 3 minutes.
yep, coming up to it, it is indeed a big, huge stone slab that has a bunch of writing carved into it that is also glowing with a golden light.
Ooh. Can
Of
we
course
read it?
it's-
Writing that none of you guys can understand.
Fuck.
Yorma just translates it to basically being a meaningless, like, we're so great and masters should rule everything, etc., etc. It's
No,
just fruity nothing, effectively.
actually think the master should rule everything fucking cringe.
The only thing that really she translates that to, of any interest to you guys is that it marks the area beyond, aka the place you guys have come from, as a I'm trying to think of what she translated to so you guys would understand. I guess a consumption point, I guess is probably the way she'd phrase it.
A
Or at least
consumption
rather
point.
what the talking box would translate it into.
So,
Like-
like, just an area for them to take stuff from.
Yeah, effectively, she tries to explain it is an area set up to send back material and goods of some sort or another back to the homeland.
Okay. So
It's
we're
kind
just the mines and the farms.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that's actually a good way to think about it. That's the farms if you were in like a feudal society. So these people are serfs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But apparently there's more interest in them again. As, it's been a while, as you guys know.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, again, it's just a big, long, empty road.
All right.
And for the next week, it continues being a big, long, empty road. Like, there's not even any uncreated. It's just darkness and nothing forever.
Damn.
And just about when you guys are getting bored out of your wits, and especially you're starting to hear at least some complaints from Merrick, you guys actually do come across something. A gate.
Merrick.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's closed, but it's at least marked.
I'm
You
gonna go
know.
up to it.
Yeah.
The Gravewood.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I hope he's behind here.
Yep.
Ally his ass.
Yorma reads it as the realm of Mokwen. Though she's unsure of what exactly Mokwen is and how to open the gate.
That's right. I was doing the map, huh? Alright.
Yep.
Yeah, can you actually move ephemeral, like, I guess up more?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Perfect.
So there
Thank
are
you.
a few worlds in between.
Just gonna buy myself a fuck ton of space. Alright, so this is
Here, I'll just write it down. How
how
you
the
spell
fuck did I do that? Why did I do a circle? It's
I don't
fucking
know.
dumb. Blue is all the places we can't go either because or sorry, haven't gone yet. Either because we can't or we just haven't. Mokwen.
That's actually a good indicator.
Yep.
And
So,
this one
yeah,
is one
she
that's
wasn't
closed.
sure how
so-
how to get it open. But she also calls it the forge of some sort.
Ooh,
not
there's gonna
sure
be some
why.
cool stuff there.
Okay, now how long will it take me to make C4?
To open an empty gate or to destroy an empty gate?
No, I know what we need to do.
So
Someone
the
give me
first
some
thing you're
flint and
gonna
steel.
need to do is
It's
make
not a
C1.
door. It's a portal.
You're gonna
No,
need
what we need to do-
C1, C2, C3,
my
Comp B.
So we need some flint and steel, and we need to make sure that the obsidian portal is fully prepared, and then I'll light it on there, and then we can
No.
go to the Nether.
You need
Unfortunately, this
C4
is
3
actually
halves.
one that's made out of glowstone. So,
Oh, we're going to the Aether.
not
So we
yet.
need water.
You're gonna throw that water in there, it's gonna start pouring out. You're gonna fucking cry.
You need C4 1/3 to open it.
Hate it. We just use some classic
Alright.
Comp B.
I guess we'll note this down for later and continue forward.
Mhm.
All right. So, yeah, continuing along the path.
The swarm grows.
Swamp Rose.
I mean,
Yeah,
now
by
that
the
you
time
guys
we
are
get there, you'll
leaving,
have a-
your swarm actually isn't procreating anymore. They're following you.
Damn.
Yeah. Apparently, they need to actually be in one place for that.
Damn, I
They
can't
need
fucking
spec-
go, huh?
They need something specific to keep them
Man.
making more of themselves.
Alright.
So, yep, you continue along the path. And for about, surprisingly, only another day or so, you do find something else. Off, a little bit off the path. It's like, it does have its own individual path, but it's still mostly on the road. It's only like a couple 100 feet off. You do see a structure of some sort. It looks green and
Ew,
somewhat
green.
inviting for what it is.
Does she know what this is? Or is it another
Unfortunately,
thing that
she
was
doesn't
built
know.
later? Okay.
I mean, it probably was built like before her time. It's just she's trying to remember a month-long path that she walked
That's fair.
decades to maybe a century ago. So she has had many more things on her mind beyond what happened a long time ago. Especially because she remembers Feimeral pretty well. Mostly because it's kind of forged into her mind as a very angry memory.
I'm pissed. Alright, so a weird green structure.
Yep.
It looks inviting. Let's go. Well, if it looks so inviting,
Rowley, you go in.
alright, I'll go.
Well, I guess everyone other than Rowley feels a little bit more inviting. Rowley and
Oh,
Leah
no.
feels normal.
Let's not go there. That's not good. Oh. Okay. So if it doesn't feel inviting to me, then I have no reason. Well, I do at least want to check it out, but I don't want to. God damn it.
Well, one idea is it could be something connected to nature. Payton is beasts. Amelia has fertility. I have sun.
Or it could have mind control properties because I'm the only one who's not affected by that.
No, I might have some defense against that, but
Well,
actually, yeah. I was hoping against the dawn, right? I don't know.
mortals are. Yeah, you can make other mortals immune. But
Anyway, I'm gonna go to it.
so you break off from the main path and walk over to the structure. And at the front door, which is a massive door, at least capable of carrying like 2 carts side by side without issue. Like they still would have 5 or 6 feet of room between them and not even be close to the walls. And there is some sort of mechanical like torso just kind of stuck above the door, kind of coming out of the I guess kind of like a gargoyle in some ways. If it was only like half a gargoyle. And it looks a little bit old and overgrown with a few plants through one of its eyes, but I mean, it does activate and look down at you. Well, welcome to the Garden of Plenty. Would you like a tour of the facility?
Yes. I turn to the party. Can we? Can we? I wanna.
You're an adult. Make
All
your
right.
choices.
Yes.
Unlike me, I'm not an adult.
Listen, I did not say that, but the implication is there, I suppose. It's not untrue. But I'm a
Yep.
god, so it doesn't matter. I do what I want anyway.
So are you just gonna walk up and open the door?
I'm gonna say yes. Does it respond?
I mean, it just kind of shuts off and
Okay.
leans back
Yes. I
down.
go up and open the door.
All right. Yeah, you just kind of shove it open, even though the door is like 8 foot tall and made out of freaking steel. Like you just kind of walk up and just one-handed just go foomp, and the door just swings open and bangs against its holder.
Ah.
And yeah, it's a big garden. It's completely freaking overgrown, but it's a garden.
Okay.
Now you can see why it was glowing green, because all of these plants are green. And they seem to be vibrantly alive.
Oh boy. Okay. Well. That's cool. I turn around and I walk back out.
Well, I'm glad your curiosity has been sated. And I'm going to
Front
go
door.
to continue walking.
All right. I'll follow Z.
Anyone else have anything they want to do? Or
Nope. I've been muted this whole time, so
Oh
all right, continue walking.
no. Yep.
All right.
Well,
all encouragement I gave was
I'll close the door behind us as we leave.
All right. Yep. You yank the door closed, and the construct reactivates, but it doesn't say anything to you quite yet. You hear it like as you're like walking away, start greeting you again, but you're already away by the time it starts to continue its spiel. So you make it back to the road and continue along the path. And that's about the last thing you see for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, for fuck's sake, let's go back.
Unfortunately, you don't know that for the next 2 weeks.
I
It is
Just
boring.
once we leave, I just have a very bad feeling. Christ.
oh no, go back.
You missed our chance for interaction. Frick.
No, I'm perfectly fine with missing that. Just the well, 2 more weeks of doing fuck nothing. Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys make it 2 more weeks in and are almost to Ephemeral if those creatures were to be believed.
Mhm.
And at that point, you actually do find, you come to kind of the crest of a hill and see a portal on one side and a structure in the path. It's a big ornate structure of some sort.
Do you have to go through the structure to get to the portal?
It looks like you can walk around it to continue both down the road and to the portal. It's just kind of like set into a plaza as kind of the main.
So this isn't exactly, but I'll just make it easier for me.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
about what it looks like.
Okay.
It's kind of like, I'm trying to think. It's like if you go and you have like a street corner, so you have something like on the street corner, but it doesn't, it
Yeah.
doesn't encroach into the actual road. So yeah, so it basically has a small T. So one goes off to the portal. The structure is inside the kind of right offside the road, but still mostly there. And then of course the path continues. So the portal, by the way, is open. Surprisingly.
Oh, I didn't have to add the extra line. Nice.
Yeah. So, are you guys going up to the structure to take a peek at it, or considering, unfortunately, from the outside, other than it's ornate, it doesn't seem to have any writing you can read from like a distance.
You fucking might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're walking by it anyway, so.
Let's check it out, see if it's interesting.
Yep. So you walk up. The doorway faces the portal, and Yorwin reads that apparently it is a tomb of one of the masters.
Oh, thank
In
God
fact,
he's dead.
The first, apparently,
Oh.
or the
Oh.
king, something along those lines. The
I'm
talking box kind of
desecrated.
struggles to translate like between king and first, so you're unsure if it's both or the same.
Wait, so it's either the first master or a king master?
Yeah.
Or both.
There you go.
Yorwin has like a specific word for it that the talking box is like struggling to translate correctly. It's like it's one of
Okay.
these two things or it's both of these things. I can't figure it out, so here you get both.
Is it king or first? Yes. Wait,
Pretty
so
much,
it's
yes.
both of them? No. Wait, what?
Yep. Yeah, it's just a quirk of the Famiral language, unfortunately, that the talking box is just struggling to translate into common for you guys. But yep, the portal's open. Other than the writing, I mean, it's a big, huge thing. That's definitely a tomb based on its title. So
Well, I have two things to say.
Mm-hmm.
One, it's a ton to desecrate, and two, that portal is probably activated for a reason. I.e., someone might have activated it and it's already in there.
We can't have them looting
Or-
it first.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's our loot.
Suddenly something's Amelia's into.
Oh my God.
I thought Gray
So-
was supposed to be.
taking a look at the tomb first, or taking a look at the portal, or I guess going inside the tomb first.
That's fine. Let's go into the
Mm.
tomb. Tomb is less likely to have things killing us, I say, comedically setting up the
Wha-
undead monstrosities.
I mean, is everyone else following Z,
Yep.
or
I'll
Alright.
head into the tomb.
Down for a little grave robin.
Yeah, it's kind of your whole thing.
so? The tomb inside is actually pretty Spartan in comparison to the external, which is all ornate columns and carvings of battles and whatnot.
I don't know, this makes sense. It
inside
looks like
is-
it's a fucking tomb.
It is a single room with a massive sarcophagus. And massive as in like the person that's inside of it was probably about 15 feet tall at the minimum.
Tomb of the Giants appears on screen.
Yeah.
Panic.
The
It's
sarcophagus
fine,
itself
bitch.
is similarly designed where it's got a carving on the top and whatnot of a vaguely humanoid figure with like a claw arm and few tentacles as feet, but I mean it's still mostly pretty boring otherwise.
Fuck it. Nothing ventured. I'm going to attempt to open the sarcophagus.
Okay.
It's very large, correct?
Yeah, it's built for a person 15 feet tall.
Yeah, cool. I'm doing it in my big form then.
All right. Yep.
I could just do it.
Fuck off.
Okay.
So yeah, with Garanthor, it's pretty easy. You just push the lid off, and inside there is black goo.
Are there any
corpse
special items?
This is supposed to be Nito, not fucking Aldrich. I feel cheated.
Black goo.
Drink the goo.
I'm sure
It's
that's
like
safe
the-
to
the-
touch.
Yeah, it's hold on.
Yeah, it just
Where
kind
is
of
it?
vaguely bubbles, but I mean, otherwise it doesn't do anything.
Hmm.
Does it look familiar? Like black goo, like
From another campaign.
corruption?
I mean, not really.
We've
Yeah,
run
what
into
about-
that stuff.
No, Mitchell, what about myself and Payton? Like, I think we ran into something like that with the Stony Terror.
Is it
Well,
like magic black goo or like mummy's black goo?
Well, I don't know. Well,
More similar to the mummy's black goo, you'd assume. But
So it's
since
just
there
a-
is no corpse,
Just a giga rotted body.
yeah.
Mitchell. So does it look similar to the thing that we found at the Stony Terror?
What, the
We found
pool?
Peter and I were. Yeah, the pool.
No, not really.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure that had black goo, right? Or no? Just insane. I
Remember
know
correctly,
it's.
different color, but regardless, it doesn't
Sounds
look
like
like
green.
yeah.
I don't really remember that though.
I believe it was green, but regardless, yeah, it doesn't really look like that. It's just probably a rotting body is also kind of helped by the absolutely horrendous smell coming out of the coffin.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll close the coffin.
Carefully place it back on. Smell doesn't really dissipate, but I mean it's closed now.
Yeah, you know, careful could be applicable in this situation, I guess.
So, I mean, other than that, yeah, it's just a tomb.
All right. Well, I'll do like a quick search, I guess, see if there's anything weird. A quick look-see around.
All right. Yeah, you peek around. You don't find anything. Like you search at least well enough to found any like even half decently like hidden, doors or other things like that, but there's nothing. It's just a big structure that apparently was in honor of this guy and no one's cared to keep track of him.
Cringe. All right. Well, want to check out the portal? I want to keep heading to Tomorrow. Fuck.
Fine, Morale. But
Yeah.
Let's go to Find Morel.
All right.
Um, actually,
You don't even know where the portal goes. It's just there.
yeah. Let's just go up to the portal first, see if there's any label on it at the very least, and maybe we can poke it. I just want to. I don't know.
Label leads to the best place ever. Well, it's either a trap, in which case we're fucked, or it's true, in which case, hype.
Yorma reads that it is the realm of Libara.
Oh yes, I love the fucking Tomb Kings.
Yeah.
Um.
The Great Library, by the way, is its kind of extra part of
Oh.
what it is.
Do we want to go there and look at
Books.
some fucking nerd books?
I can't read.
I mean, none of you can read if it's in their script.
That's you know what? Maybe we should learn how to read first. Okay.
Well, you have Yorma, who can, so.
Yes.
Yorma,
Matt, well,
read this
really-
for us.
Yeah, you
I'm
really
sure that
haven't
we will
given
all
me
be
time
looking
to
for the
change
exact
up.
same books. So we can have Yorma read one book to all of us that we will all surely be interested in. And there surely will not be any conflict of interest as to whose book shall be read first.
Yeah.
When could that
Conflict of
possibly
interest
happen?
is whichever Yorma decides to read first.
Yeah.
So. Peeking in or keep going?
I don't have fuck all doing a great library if I can't read any of this shit. I think it's a fair assumption, given that we've been able to read nada. They won't be able to read this shit either.
I think it would be good to just continue on for now.
Tell you what, once we've learned, I don't know, any of the language, then maybe we can come back here.
Yeah, I need that language thingy.
Mm-hmm.
It's cybernetic. Which I'll probably never find.
I mean, I hate to tell you, but you've been in a whole bunch of places that have either a shared
Exactly.
language or there's no reason to have multiple languages known.
No, it's either
For
we
you
go
guys,
to
it's helpful. For the people living there, there's literally no reason for it because everyone else speaks what you speak.
Mm-hmm.
oh well, even like with what was it, Arxium, or that base world? Is that you have a bunch of people with a bunch of
Yeah.
what is it?
Well, 'cause our team is huge. You guys haven't.
Yeah, Arceum is like 7 realms strapped into one realm.
No, it's just a normal size. It's just a big realm. You guys just haven't found a realm that big yet.
We haven't really found like a world. We just found like a little continent, or like we traveled to South America, or
What?
I mean, like
You're going to Brazil.
No. What's Brazil? Is that Slogan? I hope not. If so, Slogan's gonna get abandoned real fast. I'd rather fuck my entire cult
yeah,
than be
like
Brazil.
It's called Brazil. We don't really want that name connected with us, so we're out of here. Frick that.
Yeah. What's this place? Brazil. Are you saying that this incredibly technologically advanced place that's actually like doing well is called Brazil? Yes. Bullshit.
okay, it's spelled Basil.
Christ.
So, yep. You guys leave the portal and keep heading to Fimero.
On the road again.
Yeah. So, at least the next few days are more interesting, as the next day you guys see a big golden light kind of flying away from behind you,
Kooky.
like over the road, kind of generally in your direction.
Oh,
Looks kind of like a shooting star, or a fireball, as it's a lot closer than a shooting star.
Little did you know that's actually a realm killer.
So, yep, you see it fly for at least a little while, a couple like hours behind you guys, and then it just kind of dips below, flying elsewhere to find another road, you'd assume, if it's a creature.
that's spooky.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Yep, I'm sure.
There's 2 options. Either it's fine and we don't have to worry about it, or it isn't and it will be worrying about us.
Yep.
I mean, Norix, I'm pretty sure you have someone jump into it. You want to jump into the fireball?
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, it sounds like
Keep
a
in mind,
great
the fireball
idea.
is over the abyss. So
Nope.
you
Let me-
hope you
let me
land
just-
on the road.
Let me just do that real
Make our own
quick.
fire.
So, yep. And a few hours later, you guys come to a big gap in the path, along with the big, huge bridge house on the other side, with a straw bridge drawn up. It seems pretty quiet from the side of the bridge.
Anyone like on the drawbridge?
I mean, it doesn't look like there's anyone on the bridge house 200 feet away.
Well, we need to get over there. If
Mhm,
only we had a way to teleport.
mhm.
Rally.
I don't have any fire over there.
Throw someone.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
See if you
All
can.
right,
set-
I pick up Drake.
You can't throw someone 200 feet. Unfortunately, even with your
Well,
human strength, it's not that far.
Drake had better either grow wings or
I
hope
mean,
there's something below.
It shouldn't be that hard for us to get fire over there. I'm a god of bow, and you're a god of fire.
Or you could just ask Yorma to grow wings and fly over there.
No.
Oh, yeah,
stupid.
Yorma can do that.
Listen,
Just carry a torch.
listen.
Yorma's
Relying on
just-
NPCs is fucking stupid. Which is
Yorma's
why I'm
just,
going
like,
to have
sitting there-
my 18 billion fucking insects carry me over.
Oh my god.
Why walk
also,
when you can
don't forget to bring
fly?
a torch to
Yeah.
light.
How many insects are you having carry you? Like enough that you can move fast?
Pretty sure the fast number was 8, 6.
You can have more of that, but yeah.
I'll just have like fucking
4 is the minimum.
whatever.
8 allows you to move at their full movement
Sure,
speed.
whatever.
Yep.
Do
So,
12 just for funsies.
Carry me, my children.
yep. So you get grabbed by 12 of them and they start buzzing over. So about around 80 feet or so across,
Oh no.
all of your bugs start freaking the hell out.
All right, fly back.
Uh, they attempt to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though they do get a little bit shot at.
I
below.
would like to use a miracle.
All right. It's a
And
good
you'll
thing
never
they're
guess.
magical. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can redirect them elsewhere.
And you know what? Redirect them right back into where they're being shot from, motherfuckers.
Yep. The projectiles vanish back where they came. You don't hear them connect with anything, but they do redirect elsewhere.
Here's the thing. As
Oh,
long as
it's
they're not
probably just
magical,
a trap.
I can just keep fucking going across. Nothing changes for me.
Yep.
I mean, how?
Yeah.
So
where-
they
go.
continue firing and keep being redirected back toward themselves, though apparently without any negative effect as they continue just keep going.
It
Time on
sounds like
top
an
of the
automated trap
drawbridge.
to me.
Until it is done.
Yeah. So you make it to the top of the house of the bridge house.
All right. Are you able to lower the drawbridge?
I mean, there's not a lever here. There's a lot of
Yeah.
corpses though.
There's a lot of corpses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
They seem to have it's like scratched their eyes and ears out.
I would like to use another miracle.
All right.
Eyes and ears, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounded like a let me find the name of it real fast. This looks like an Untamed Will angle. So they can't fuck with my brain. Using that a lot recently. I should just I should get that when I next level up. I suppose I'm gonna try and make my way inside.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few doors at the top of this drawbridge. It's a massive structure. It's able to field the 200-foot drawbridge. It's big, so yeah, you easily can move through the doorway. There was a door. It's lying in pieces at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, you walk around, walk down the stairs, and come out into a big mess hall that seems to be in even worse shape than the people upstairs. As all of these people are not just bleeding from the ears and eyes, from being scratched out, they also seem to have been in a very minor. Everyone tried to murder each other, and were wildly successful.
Man, I wonder where I've seen this one before.
Yeah,
I'm
this
just
does
gonna
look familiar.
keep going around until I find something to lower the drawbridge. If I see like what is causing the shoots, then I will like disable that. But
Yeah, I mean the shoot stopped when you finished crossing.
Worst
so-
case, we can just I can just teleport everyone over.
So, yeah.
But it'd be nice to have an escape route in
By
case
the
we
way,
need to leave.
the mess hall does other than the bodies, it itself is actually in
Well,
remarkably
there's a drawbridge, right?
like the tables are covered in blood and
That's what he's
whatnot,
trying to find.
and the chairs, but otherwise they don't seem to be damaged, and none of them seem to have been used as like weapons.
Either find the lever or just break the chain to whoever's holding it up.
I'm currently looking for the fucking lever guy.
Yep.
Or just
Trying to
break
keep
the
up
chain.
with. Well, if you break the chain though, you can never raise it again until we fix it, which is annoying.
So, yep, you
Well-
continue down through the structure.
Also, depending on how it's made, if you break the chain and it no longer has that extra support, and it then proceeds to fly down into the other side of the night road, there's nothing saying that the bridge is still going to be remaining intact.
I'm
Or
willing to
just
take that
smash
risk.
Night road and keep going.
Yeah, no thanks.
Causing a larger issue for you guys.
No, if
So-
you can't find it, you do always have that other option of just lighting a torch.
I believe I already have a torch.
Oh, okay. Well, then-
However, ferrying a bunch of people over at once is going to take a little while. So
it will.
I'm
Yeah.
doing this as I go.
Yeah, I'm guessing you guys are waiting for at least Z to see if he can't or she can't find the drawbridge controls.
I'm gonna
So-
wait for a little bit, and then if enough time passes, I'm just gonna step through the fire.
All right. How much time is enough time?
Raleigh's impatient, so Amelia, light
20
a torch.
seconds.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
just about. So I'm just gonna have
So at
one
30
torch.
seconds, he says. At 19
So-
seconds, I throw the torch into the abyss.
Yeah, we'll have a
Yeah.
torch at the other side, and I'll walk
Raleigh,
through to
you
where.
teleport
Z
in
is.
as Z is walking down the upstairs staircase.
Okay.
So you also
Hi.
witness the mess hall
Ooh.
filled with bodies.
Well, that's rough.
Yeah, so
Yeah. These people, by the way, look like normal humans, just so you guys know. Like Yorma
Human.
in a lot of ways.
wow.
I mean, you guys haven't actually found that many, like, Orivon
Normal
looking
people, yeah.
Yeah. They seem to be a rarity out here in this area. So, yeah. So you guys continue down, reach a large barracks that seems to be in a similar state. Once again, the beds and chest of drawers and other things of like material are perfectly fine, untouched by any violence. Humans, on the other hand, are entirely dead.
Wow.
So, yep, crossing through the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And after one final staircase, you make it down into the large, like, gateway. I mean, it's not
Alright.
anywhere near as big as 200 feet. It's only about, like, 40, 50 feet tall, you'd guess.
Well, it's
But,
lower the drawbridge.
There doesn't seem to be any lever down on the side.
There doesn't.
Nope.
Hmm.
You do see the chains, though. They're these big golden-looking things.
Do they lead anywhere? It's probably magic.
I mean, yeah, no, they're connected to the bridge and then to a contraption like built into the floor. But you can't see where the chains like end up.
Hmm.
Hmm.
By the way, you do hear movement upstairs.
Oh no.
Start heading back upstairs.
All right. Yep. You
I'd
head
make
back
a
up to the
great horror
barracks.
villain. Horror villain, horror protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah. You head upstairs. You reach the barracks. The barracks is different now.
Hmm.
All the bodies, blood, weapons, etc. They're all gone. The place is spotless.
Hmm.
Well.
That's weird. Any other path that we haven't taken yet?
Not that you've seen. I mean, you might be able to finagle yourself through the area where the chains like descend into the bridge part, but that's kind of it. Unless, of course, the other pathway, like on the bridge house, goes to a different place.
I mean,
But
so
it
here's the
doesn't
thing.
seem like it.
So with the like finagling thing, what would I rate the chances of me getting stuck at?
I could
Ah,
teleport. Well, we could both teleport.
yeah, I mean, through teleportation, it might be pretty easy depending on how the chain setup is. But
Yeah.
I mean, you might be able to fit in as a smaller creature, definitely. But your bugs might be able to do it.
Let's
Hmm.
maybe check the
Yeah,
way
actually, I have
out.
a bunch of bugs, and they kind of once I like sell them down in there, they kind of just fucking explode in number, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's send like a couple of those guys down.
Okay.
Send them to go try and find a contraption.
They crawl down. You hear them start like tapping on things and whatnot. The sound of like chitin against metal. And then all of a sudden, one of the bugs on the surface with you goes, "They have found something.
Yeah.
Wish for them to touch it more."
Can they
Is it
describe it?
fleshy?
What was your question, Z? Because they're not going to pay attention to Norix.
Can they describe it?
It is a mechanical thing. It
Like
is
a-
hard to describe.
Like a lever.
Mm, no, it seems that the golden chains are connected to it. It is a large box of metallic design.
Mm.
That's bad news.
There are. It just kind of thinks for a moment. Buttons is what it is.
All right. If there's a green button, hit it.
Yep.
We
You
are
see it kind of scratch up its
colorblind.
face. They are dead, Master.
Well, can't win them all.
And the movement from upstairs makes sound again.
They are dead. Can't win them all. Yeah, that is correct, I suppose. By definition.
I mean, they don't care. Casualties are casualties. So
Yeah.
Their insectoid mindset does not really allow them to care much about taking a few losses.
It turns out when you're a hive mind, it's like, oh no. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving upstairs, huh? Back upstairs, I guess.
Yep.
Mhm.
What are the chances there's going to be a bunch more corpses?
What are the chances it's going to be some bugs?
Pretty funny.
So you move up to the barracks. There is no barracks anymore.
Yeah?
There's just nothing in. It's just a giant room.
Ambiance. Didn't expect that one.
You do hear more movement upstairs, but there's nothing in this room.
Sure. Upstairs, why not? Fuck
Let's go. Let's keep following this horror monster.
It eats the furniture, but the bodies first. It needs to be very careful. Might get splintered. So, yep, you move upstairs, and as you're kind of walking up the stairs, like the next 20 feet or so before the doorway, you hear the sounds of talking and like the bustle of people moving about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fucker.
So as you cross across the doorway, you see a mess hall, like currently in full swing,
Mhm.
as if it's
Yep.
lunchtime.
Does this appear to be an illusion by chance, or
Do I get any registers with my time word?
No, you don't get anything from Time Word, and I mean, it doesn't sing like an illusion, especially when all of the people look over at you confused and start drawing swords.
I'm gonna tell you this now. If any of you attack me, I will not hesitate to start killing.
Yep.
Instead,
we
we
no
can talk.
harm?
Yeah. One of the soldiers nearest to the door goes and says something that the talking box does not translate for some reason. It sounds like growling to your ears anyway.
Okay, this something's funky going on. We'll just go back. And I slowly start to back up.
That's mean. Yeah, I'll just turn and leave.
Yep.
All right. Yep. So you go back downstairs?
Yeah.
All right. Yep. You make it down to the room where it was a barracks and is now just a big empty room. It's remained that.
Do any of the people follow?
It doesn't sound like it.
Okay.
How far down was the control panel that they found?
They had to crawl a little distance, so it's further than 30 feet, but you might be able to toss a torch down there to get it. Maybe Raleigh will be able to get down there.
I can just give them a torch, be like, hey, light it once you're down there.
Yeah, that would also work, definitely.
Cool. 3 torches. Fuck yeah, my teleportation game. I love this
but-
shit.
Listen. Make sure you put the torch in a place where when he comes through it, it'll like crush his skull. It'll be very funny.
Oh
It'll
my
be very witty.
God.
And the best part is I can say that in nothing but misbegotten. I'm pretty sure that the talking box does not translate growls.
It does not.
Outplayed,
Back.
bait outsmarted.
I would be very sad if you crushed me.
It's very
Yep.
funny.
The bugs nod.
Yeah.
Hivelings are perfectly happy to do that. since you're the queen. That's how things
Yep.
are supposed to be done. So yeah, one of them grabs the torch. They seem to be a little bit like about the torch, but
Fucking
since you
get over it.
command it, they're dealing with it.
Hmm.
So, are you sending just
Handle
one with the torch, or are you sending multiple?
Some like couple,
Okay.
like
Yep.
2.
So the pair of them go down. And you have one of the ones up top go and kind of translate for where they are, and it tells you they have now placed the torch near the machine.
All right, let's get rolling.
All right. I will carefully step through.
All right, you step through. You're standing in the chain.
Like, what do you mean in the chain?
Like it's a big, huge chain. So there's
Ah,
giant
so, like,
links.
in it.
Currently,
Okay.
you're kind of stuck in the chain.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
They will
Can I,
just kind
like-
of look at you impassively. And the
Uh,
up above you hear for Z, you hear, we have gotten the green thing stuck, Master.
Perfect. All right, I'll get him unstuck. It was funny, but
I'm kind of useless here.
yeah.
A
The
Z?
two of them walk over, just kind of like, well, probably to you, they're at least slightly menacing because they're these weird, bug creatures, and they just kind of have their forearms just reach towards you without saying anything other than, the weird chittering hiss they do. And so, yeah, they just kind of crawl towards you.
I walk back through the torch up to where Z is.
Yeah, you can do that without issue.
I do that. Z,
Yeah.
your bug things are freaking me out.
Yep. By the way, while you were down there, while you could see of course, the bug things, you did notice a big, huge, metal box that does indeed look like a big machine. It's covered in buttons.
Can you get them to like put the torch somewhere I can actually see the buttons with?
I was getting them to get you unstuck before you came back up here and wasted my time.
They were moving their grabby hands at me, and I did not appreciate that.
They're bugs. They automatically have grabby hands, just like
Yeah.
you're fucking orc and you got big meaty mitts.
By the way, when Rowley comes back through the torch, the insect that's standing up and translating just immediately says, "We have successfully gotten him unstuck."
Yeah, thanks. Gee.
All right, just have them move the torch somewhere else down there so I can.
I mean, yeah.
By the way,
Alright.
for those of you standing outside on the other side of the drawbridge, you see that same light from before streak up, get shot at a little bit, and then crash on top of the structure.
As someone who hasn't heard about the light from before, I'm fascinated.
Yeah, you saw basically a big glowing like fireball or shooting star like a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay. And
Interesting.
someone
Couple
just
days ago.
shot it
No,
down?
sorry, weeks ago. No, there was it got shot at, but it didn't seem to care much and just kind of
Oh, okay.
flew up and smashed into the top of the drawbridge.
Do we feel this?
Can I see where
Inside
it
or
came
no?
from?
It actually doesn't deal enough damage to the drawbridge with its landing to like rock the drawbridge, but you definitely
Ah.
hear something land up top. You hear
Whoop.
movement, I suppose. I mean, you've heard movement twice, and
Yeah.
it's
all
just
right,
been
well,
weird,
get to
freaky
work.
things.
Get to work,
Alright.
Rolly.
I'm
Can
gonna.
we see where it...
I mean, you see a bunch of light, and then the light vanishes after a moment.
Ah.
Yeah, Yorma just kind of looks across. Should I fly one of you over to help them? They have been taking a moment.
They do that.
This is normal. Good to know, I suppose.
I mean, you saw we take a lot of breaks.
We're kind of fucking stupid.
I mean,
It's
you
true, we do.
remember how I you know, our second meeting, correct?
So, are you gonna?
Get me over there.
Yes. Yep. So she grabs you and zips over to the other side. You did get shot at a
Wait,
little bit, but not
What
enough
am
to.
I being
Yorma
shot
takes
at
the hits.
by?
Magical bolts of energy. It looks like
And where
Well,
are they
that's-
coming from?
Below.
from below. You can't really see where they're coming from. They're just coming from below. It's like too far down and too
Okay.
far in darkness. But yeah, you land on the top of the structure after a moment. And there's just a big, huge burn mark and a whole bunch of burnt skeletons. In the meantime, what are you guys doing on the bottom floor?
I would like to. Well, if the torch is moved, I'd like to teleport to it and take a
Yeah.
look at those buttons.
Yeah, I'm guessing you ordered them to move the torch.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
They
Then
shift
I'll
the
go through
torch.
there and look at
And
those
that's actually what I
buttons.
meant originally when I was referring to getting him unstuck. But it's far more funny with the grabby hands. Yeah.
But keep in mind, they don't
Yeah.
understand how your powers work. So they're just like, Master is telling us
Unstuck,
to move him,
sure.
so we will make him unstuck. And they would
He
have tried
will be
everything
made
they possibly
unstuck.
could have done, which up to and included trying to take you apart so you could get out.
Yeah.
Which is
I
not good
assumed
for
that
living creatures.
I think
I
his
assumed
head's
that I was-
stuck. The other one draws out a long knife. Let's make it unstuck.
They don't need knives, they have claws. But
His head's getting stuck. Let's fix it.
yep. So you walk out of the torch and are standing directly in front of the machine. You do
So
see
what
a
does it
bunch of
look like?
ichor on the ground in front of the machine.
Oh.
No bodies though.
Hmm. Lovely. Is there a green button?
There are several.
I am not going to press those. What do the
There's
buttons
also
look like?
several red, several black,
Oh, no.
several
Oh,
red.
no.
The buttons
Any
all look
labels?
like tiny little, like about finger-sized buttons. There are no labels.
That's entirely useless to me.
It's almost like this is designed for a very specific purpose in mind for someone who actually knew what they were doing.
I'm going to
not for
press
some
all of
random
the
idiot
buttons
who came
at
along.
once.
That is actually really hard because they're
I'm
covering the thing.
kidding. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
they're- the entire okay. You know, like a furnace, like a big school furnace, like a dozen feet.
I'll just
It's
I'll
that
just body slam against it.
smothered in buttons.
I'm
There
sure that'll
are
be fine.
Probably like 100 at the very least.
Okay. I'm going to go back
feel
up
like-
and say,
I
okay.
feel like I feel Raleigh sort of. I'll just body slam against it. I just frown upstairs.
I'm going to go back to Z and say, okay,
Mhm.
I think we need Drake for this. I'm going to go start bringing people over.
Okay.
All right. In the meantime, you guys do hear more movement upstairs. And this time, definitely hissing screams.
Jesus Christ! Can't
normal.
they keep it down?
Also, you sense a lot more fire all of a sudden, Raleigh.
Ooh! Fire. That's good for teleporting.
I mean, it's only for like a moment. It's more like pop, 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 and then just
Yeah, there's a
goes.
lot of fire just kind of happening upstairs.
Yeah, I fucking. What do you want me to do about it?
I'm gonna.
I'm not
Amelia,
fire god.
are you following after whatever, probably where the light went down the stairs?
I'm gonna go grab. I'm gonna teleport back and try
Yes.
to grab Drake.
Okay. Yep. I mean, Yorma is going to fly back across, take a couple more shots, and then just kind of stand near Drake to see if he wants to come too. But in the
I mean,
meantime,
I'm just gonna walk through the fire, but yeah.
so you basically see her land.
Okay.
She's taken a couple of bolts of some sort of energy blast, but she seems more or less okay.
I could just teleport us across. We found a thing with a bunch of buttons. There's some screams. I think something's going on.
So, Amelia, you cross down the stairs and walk into probably what was once a West Hall. Everything is on fire. Well, was on fire. It's all blackened.
Everything is singed.
Everything is very steadily turning to ashes at this point.
I see.
Like, nuclear bomb, where it's just like corpses are basically just ashen like statues. Yeah, it's basically just that.
Yeah.
Except it's the tables, the chairs, weapons, everything has been turned to that.
The everything.
hmm
Gotcha.
Although the people, while they're certainly vaguely humanoid in shape, seem to have these like giant, like almost anime eyes and like tentacles for one of their arms, and yeah, about half their head is a mouth.
Hmm.
Also, the tables are also have giant mouths and whatnot, and the chairs, and the swords, and just about everything in the room. In fact,
Um,
I love Darkest Dungeon.
these people have a theme and they went with it, and they didn't look back.
This is a sanity effect. You fell on that road for too long.
You now lose 1d20 sanity.
This is just what Amelia sees normally, so.
Everyone looks like weird creatures.
These guys just look normal to her.
So, you just keep following after the
Yeah.
weird light. Okay. So, who are you
As
bringing
soon as
first,
I get,
Raleigh?
I'm gonna say I want to start bringing.
Then
I
where
feel
are you
like,
bringing them?
well, to Z.
Okay.
Um,
'Cause you have
I feel
you have
like bringing
stations over there.
the mortals first would be good, just so we don't leave the mortals alone on the night road. Because that doesn't seem like a great idea. So I'll start ferrying over. I'll ask if actually. I'll ask if Yorm is cool with staying here, keeping an eye on the mortals while I bring
She's fine with that.
Drake across first. Okay, cool.
Means she doesn't get blasted by more energy blasts.
Cool. Then yeah, I'll bring Drake across first to where
Alright.
Z is, or yeah, to Z,
So,
and basically say they're yeah, and we can go over a plan from there.
yep. So you drag Drake across. Do you have the majority of your bugs with you, by the way, Peyton?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. As you see Bradley
They're,
walking
pretty
back out of the
expendable.
fire, you feel both heat and see light coming from the stairway.
All right, I'm taking my weapon.
Oh, well, what's going on?
Hey, what's popping?
You get your answer pretty quick as a massive glowing sun surrounded by eyes all through its center and with a pair of giant glowing wings just kind of floats down the stairs.
Oh, it's an angel.
Friend or foe?
I mean, it's just kind of looking at you. It's kind of hard to tell whether or not a beholder type creature is
No, I was
friendly.
asking it.
You just straight up asking it.
Yeah.
Fucking
All
might
right.
as well. What have I got to lose? It says no when it attacks, and it's like, okay, the question's been answered.
Yep. It just kind of looks at you guys. It depends. Are you more of the creatures in this drawbridge?
No. I assume you refer to the masters, and they can fuck themselves.
Are you part of any of their designs then? By the way, the
No.
talking box isn't translating for this thing. It's just speaking straight into your mind.
Nope.
If we are, it is news to us.
No, definitely not.
We kind of killed one of them, but
Then, well, you might be mortals that deserve hell's embrace. You're not part of my mission. Please
right.
remove yourselves from my path or be scorched.
Where are you going?
To destroy the mother of the creatures of this drawbridge. What else?
Where is that? Is that down? through.
It
We wanna
doesn't
be out of
answer.
your
It
way.
just starts floating towards you.
Okay,
I'll
let's
just get out of the way.
yeah, let's move out of the way.
Get the rest of my
Step
goons out of the way.
aside.
Yeah, your goons, by the way, are terrified of this thing.
Oh, it's the sun.
Get over it. Shut up.
They try and just shut up. They're still chittering and terrified.
Alright,
Aw.
Probably really
I
wants
can
to hit him with
teleport
a form of divine beast and just make them shut up with untamed will. But not really worth it for the effort. I'm gonna be honest.
Let's just
That's all
pull
he's
him
gonna
out of the
be.
way for now and
Yep.
try to.
By the way, if
not
this
being-
thing were like, if it's possible to be attractive to a giant freaking sun with giant angel wings, yeah, this thing basically has 18 charisma. It is the most
pretty
beautiful, weird, strange creature that you've seen in a long time.
So
But yep, it just kind of crosses over, walks
say,
over.
though, although you guys might be deserving of being fucking murdered horribly, it's none of my business. We're not gonna gloss over that, right? Like, he straight up said that.
Yep, it just kind of walks over to where the chain disappears into the ground and just melts through the chain. The rest of the
Huh.
chains don't seem all that worried about it, but as they just kind of keep holding themselves upright.
I will turn to Raleigh and say, I guess that problem has solved itself.
I've been called worse
Shrug.
things.
Yeah, it just kind of moves down into the area that you were in and just melts. You hear inhuman screaming from underneath and the sound of crashing. And
You
then you
think-
figure out what ate bugs as a massive box-headed creature crashes up through the ground on fire and very, very angry.
Oh, is the button? Does it have buttons on it?
Yep. Its face is covered in buttons, and all of those little buttons open up into eyes.
Oh.
They just center on you guys with pain and anger. And then you got to roll initiative because it's attacking you.
All right.
We don't roll listeners.
Are you teleporting? Because I can teleport.
Who, me?
All of us.
No, but my bugs here.
I can grab your bugs and teleport.
You can grab all of my bugs and teleport.
A few of them.
You can grab an insignificant number of bugs and teleport.
You can grab a number of bugs that will let me, in theory, build back up to a mob over the course of the next, like, couple of weeks. In theory.
Okay.
Well, are you guys just porting away?
I mean, I'm willing to fucking try and kill this piece of shit.
Yeah, let's go. Let's fight it. If it's trying to attack us, then we're gonna fight it. So roll
this
initiative.
can't possibly go poorly.
Again, you don't roll initiative.
By the way, are your NPCs just immune to fear?
Mine?
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
Then, yeah, no. they're- Let's see. Are they feeling brave? Because this thing is beyond terrifying to them.
Am
Angel
I
was
around?
I don't even
Yeah,
know what the
you
fuck
can
their
go.
stats are. I had Drake got teleport over.
Yeah.
So he helps. I could.
12.
Does it make them immune to fear? Invincible defense against magical emotional influence.
It's not influence, though. This is just...
All right, then yeah, morale of 12 then.
Yeah. So, no, they're going to stand their ground. Yeah, it's just, it forces a morale check. It isn't a magical effect. It's just the sight of this thing is not good.
I was just.
I'm
reading
glad I
exactly
didn't
what
press
it
any
had.
buttons.
You should have. Would have been very funny to me.
It would have been. Would have been great.
All right.
So I'm going to.
Well, let's see if you guys go first or it goes first. Because it is kind of surprising that it's all of a sudden out of the freaking nowhere. So, one of you just roll a d20 and we'll see. So it is your guys' turn first.
Too good.
Cool. I kind of just want to smite it.
Yeah, I'm just
Like-
I'm gonna do the same thing I always do. Large. Become giant. And that's my turn.
Yeah, I'm going to smite. So that is going to be 48. Commit effort until the end of the scene. You smite a foe.
Which smite are you doing?
Divine Wrath. It doesn't get a save. Does it? No.
No. Divine Wrath just deals damage.
Oh, I gotta pick my character.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. So 5 damage to it.
Are you doing anything, Drake?
Crying.
Drake begins to cry. The creature feels bad and turns around.
Well,
Turns
Mitchell,
into
is this a
Undertale.
The creature turns hungry.
Oh,
is this a creature of I don't know, summon spooky?
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen a box-headed mechanical creature before?
1d6 or 1d10? That's what I'm asking.
Go ahead and roll 1d10.
Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go.
One, two, 5, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
yeah, fuck him up.
Sunstrike. All right, Amelia, last one.
Am I even there?
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
following.
Oh, okay.
You,
I
you
thought I was.
remember-
I thought I was still like behind.
No, you would have reached the floor by the time this thing popped out.
All right. I guess we'll try to smite it. How does smite work again?
Also, you hit
what
and
level-
you do a few extra D8 based on the spell slot.
Yeah, if you're just using Divine Wrath, it's just 1d8 per level.
1d8 per level.
Yep, if you're level 4, you do 48 damage.
Is there a? Can I add more d8s to this thing?
To be fair, you actually do have to pick an energy, a specific word you're smiting with, but yeah.
Time, fire, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Specific
Smiting
word.
with the grave.
Do you actually have to do that? Wait, what?
Yeah.
You
you're-
Yeah,
smite a
so-
chosen
you're immune to
foe-
the
oh, with the
unarmed
energies
smite.
of
Yeah.
the word.
That is a good smite too. That's 7 damage.
So like
'Cause you're immune to
I
your
always
own
do fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
that
So
could
if you
be
smoked a paint,
fire.
they would look at you and go, "What are you trying, dude? I'm made of fire." So, yeah. Well, you try your best. However, the giant, strange, box-like abomination doesn't die.
Well, can't win them all.
Which means it gets to attack back.
No.
Hmm.
Sun friend, help us.
I did.
Friend.
No, not you. The other one.
I feel like that's a son acquaintance at best.
Sun acquaintance.
So, with one large claw, it's just going to reach out of the ground, just smashing through and slash at everything in the area.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
So, I guess we'll start at the lowest AC and then work our way up. So, I believe that is Amelia and Rowley?
I have 3.
No.
2 AC, baby.
Yeah, so it's Garen, Garen, Thor, Z, and Amelia. Because Amelia has 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have it throw its attacks against you two. 1 hits Amelia. Hits Garen Thor. 3 for you, Rowley. Hits you. Drake, what is your AC? It's like 5, right?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Really misses on a 1. Wow.
Rip.
And the insects. The insect's AC is like similar to Drake's. I think it's actually even higher. It's like a 7. So again, just misses on a 1.
Damn, rolling very well, Mitchell.
I mean, it doesn't matter. This thing is plus 15. It's going to
Yeah,
hit
fair.
you or not.
I'm gonna go ahead and use Strike at the Shadow. Later. Actually,
Alright.
can I use that?
Yeah. I mean, it's filling the area, but it's not filling the area too much. And this is just a physical attack. It's just slashing it.
It's not filling
big
the entire area. It's more like a wave, presumably.
You're a Dark
That's
Souls
basically just
dodger.
taking its claw
Yeah.
and just going whoosh across the entire area in front of it. So,
I'm using the iframes, baby.
all right. So you're immune to this damage. Amelia takes 9. Rowley 5. Drake 8, and Bugs 10. So a lot of bugs get crushed as it swings its mighty claw.
Time to tell the bugs to leave.
Since it isn't really thinking, what is it doing else? Otherwise,
It's the exact
If you
same
tell
thing
the bugs
again.
to leave, I can teleport us the fuck out of here.
Huh? I'm telling the bugs to leave because I don't want the mod to be entirely destroyed.
Yeah.
I don't think
want
that
us
this
to be
thing's going
entirely
to.
destroyed.
I don't, unless it's able to pull some real stuff out. Like, how injured does it seem?
pretty injured.
Hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
it started a little injured because of the fire, but you guys dealt quite a bit of damage. However, it is not quite put down yet.
And we did use all of our smites.
Yep.
Yeah, but I also didn't
So
get
next-
a chance to attack, and I do straight damage.
Unfortunately for
yeah.
you, it is going to charge you, Peyton, and
That's fine.
launch a trio of, well, a bite followed by a pair of claws, but for the sake of this, it doesn't matter for what it's rolling. Hit, and hit.
Hmm.
It freaking smashes you.
Well, here's the thing. I still have an effort for Strike at the Shadow.
Oh, you can dodge one of those.
I'll do just that.
Fortunately, since its arms are so long and they kind of meld a little bit, it can still reach for the other two.
That's fine.
So, but
If
that
we're
is
killing
two.
this turn or whatever. Get them, boys. Get them.
They charge. They do a bite. And basically just bounce off of its metal hide.
Hmm.
All right. And now,
I'm going to use blood like water. Feels bad.
oh, I forgot they could do. Yeah, that's what they always do. Just roll damage for them.
All right, was it DA, I think?
Yeah, they roll
D6?
the. Okay, they do something. Because I forgot they don't attack. They just blood like water. That is their attack. Because they're dumb and only do that. All right. So the glowing orb popped up through the hole that this thing is. And I think it's just going to blast it. I don't think it's going to bother doing anything special.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it's just going to blast the thing. The trio of bolts of its own.
Woof.
And all 3 connect. I think even minimum damage isn't, but so
Is
yeah.
that straight?
Yes, it's straight. Angels are always straight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. You guys pound this thing and it survives and deals out a pretty good amount of payback. And then the angel comes up and just freaking blasts it, one through the head, another through the torso, and the rest just kind of hacking it in two.
Oh hell yeah!
I didn't even get a chance to attack.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, you can't win them all.
I mean, if he missed, he might not have killed it. So, but, yep. The creature just kind of starts melting into black ooze and slides a little back into the hole, and the drawbridge starts very slowly lowering.
Oh, nice.
It
We
just
did
kind of
it.
locks its gaze with all of you at once, as having that many eyes allows it to do so. Thank you, mortals. You shall live another day. I have things that I must continue to burn.
The
Yeah,
day,
don't worry about it.
It just flies
good
away
luck.
the day ain't over yet.
back in the direction you guys came.
Cool.
So after about 2 or 3 minutes, the drawbridge finally finishes lowering. Apparently, missing parts of its chain don't matter at all.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Okay. Well,
And your troop starts coming across.
yeah. I'll meet him halfway, and I guess we'll continue on. That was weird. That whole things existing and not existing thing was weird. Are we gonna look into that at all?
Everyone's gonna heal 9, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I'm almost back to full.
By the way, Theo, crossing through the other room, the barracks, yeah, the walls and the floor and everything had a similar problem to the room upstairs.
Of
Notably,
having a lot of
yeah,
mouths.
teeth and eyes and whatnot in the wrong places, aka anywhere.
Is that just what angels do?
Mm.
Oh,
This is
you
the
see,
first
I
time you've
just
really
assumed that
witnessed an
was.
angel.
I just assumed that was a normal aesthetic for the place. I didn't realize that was the angels doing.
I don't
I don't
think
know if
that's
it's the
the
angels
angels
doing.
doing.
What I'm gonna
Yeah.
guess is that it probably has something like a sun that
I guess.
removes the know,
Oh,
it shows the true form.
yeah. The fucking box was alive, so this whole tower was probably alive.
The guys were probably uncreated. That's why I didn't translate the language.
Oh my god! And all the people weren't real, and it's just fucking bullshit. Cool. Okay, cool. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
I don't like this place.
We liked many of the places we've gone to.
Welcome to
No.
uncreated stuff. That's kind of the point.
I think of the places we've gone to, we've liked 0 of them.
Also, hey, we encountered our first angel. That's
Mhm.
pretty terrifying.
Yeah. And to be honest, that one's one of the weaker ones.
Mm-hmm. I figured.
Yeah,
We didn't.
that's level.
We didn't
That's
die
effectively a level
immediately.
2 angel. Yeah, because it was doing
Yeah.
something else.
Well, I know, but I assume it's one of the weaker ones because we just didn't instantly explode.
I
So
mean, it's not a regent or a tyrant.
I mean, even the stronger ones, unless they're trying to kill us, just being around them won't make us explode.
Mm,
that was fair.
Them trying to kill us will make us explode rapidly.
yeah.
Rapid cell death.
So, yep. Yeah, your people are kind of commenting on whatever the glowing orb was that's flying around, but they don't know what it is either.
Hmm.
It's whatever.
Yep.
It's a
Friendship
weird
orb.
angel.
Friendship orb.
It's something that we'll probably end up having to kill later.
So, yep. We continue onward.
That's probably the most accurate answer, actually. Just something we'll probably have to kill later. Answer
So,
that for most things.
so only another few days, and you finally reach ephemeral, or at least a big gate at the end of the road.
Wow.
Nice. Is it open?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well,
Here we go.
here we are.
So Z, I guess, just walked through the gate while you guys are all getting ready.
Yep.
You guys are all like, new realm, gotta get all like set up, and Z just like, yeah, whatever, guys, come on.
All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Following Z.
Yep.
We're going.
You step out into strangely, well, somewhat nostalgic circumstances as you walk out into a large, very old forest.
Oh.
Ah, just like home, but probably more shit.
Yep. Trees are old, covered in moss. A couple of them are starting to calcify.
Mm.
Like they're so old that rather than just falling over and dying, they're just starting
Yeah.
to turn to stone.
So
Stone trees of Ash Lake.
we need to actually, if everyone's here,
Yeah.
we should.
Norma walks
Uh,
around,
Split up and look for
walks through the
clues.
portal. She takes a long, deep breath. Home.
Well, where should we be heading from here?
Well, it depends on where you want to go. If you want to dethrone the masters, well, gotta go find where they are. Should probably be in one of their keeps.
Well, to start, where the fuck are we?
Currently, she just kind of thinks about it for a moment.
Do not say in the woods.
This is the, I believe, southernmost portal. There should be 2 others, maybe a third. I don't know if that one's still active.
All right, we're in Dixie. Got it.
What is Dixie?
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll figure out when you're older.
But if you're not all bloodthirsty quite yet, then we could always head to Farhaven and try and find the rest of my people. See if they're still
That
around.
sounds.
I mean,
Like a
define
great idea.
bloodthirsty.
I like the idea of finding allies.
Alternatively, we could see if there's any of the other masters who are feeling more talkative and then stabby.
Let's go try and consolidate some allies.
Yeah, I like that plan.
So she summons her wings and breaks up through the tree line.
God, that's so cool. I want to learn how to do that.
I don't
Oh,
think that's
fuck, if
something
I-
you
if
learn.
I
I think
picked
that's
up-
something you manifest, idiot.
If I picked up that word, I could get fire wings.
Mhm.
That would be so fucking cool.
I mean, I hate to tell you, but they can look like whatever you want them to look like.
I know.
You could
I
get
know I
no
had.
wings if you so chose.
Yeah. I just like the wings because they're a nice aesthetic.
Am I?
Oh, that's very
It's such a cool aesthetic. Am I able to? Wait.
What did
What
Timur?
word is that?
That's Sky.
Probably, though I will warn you, don't try grabbing every word.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. No. I think I'm not going for any more words. I think I want to actually fucking get things. Because if I just keep getting words, I'm gonna be useless.
miracles.
Yeah, but I want
Miracles
to
are
next level.
useful
I'm
in the
focusing
short
on
term.
more effort and some abilities.
Yeah.
What,
Probably
do
gonna
not
hold
for
on to
instance,
some of my experience.
A god who has sun and sky has wings that he is also artifice. So he has mechanical wings that look like they have like blue crystals for their feathers. So they can look like whatever you want. And yes, you can just have no wings, but that's kind of boring. I can fly, sure, but So, yeah.
Farhaven.
I mean, are you guys just waiting for her to come back down, or picking a direction and going?
I'd like to
Uh,
wait for a sec. I assume she was going up to scout.
She's going up to look around at the very least.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna start looking at the surrounding area.
All right. I mean, you seem to be in a like small clearing in the middle of an ancient forest. As I said, the trees are old. Some of them literally so old that they, well, died standing.
This would be a great time for a walk the poison path.
Moss. There's quite a few poisonous plants around the area, but they don't feel right to you.
Nope, those aren't misbegotten. They aren't my problem.
But after about a couple minutes, she comes crashing back through the foliage. All right, I think I know the direction. Follow me.
Sweet.
Lead on.
She just decides to keep the wings on for now until they decide to run out, and just kind of floats a few feet above the ground, keeping out of reach of most of the tangle growth and whatnot. And you guys walk through the woods in following a path that, I mean, she seems to know, but it's not a path that anyone else has walked in, well, recent memory at the very least.
Long
Recent
time.
generations.
You know, the plants have reconquered it a long time ago and have gotten very used to having it be theirs. So, you guys keep walking through the woods for about half an hour before, well, all of you hear a growl besides Payton, who hears, "Hello?
Hey, what's up?
What is a bunch of mortals doing in my area of the wood?"
This isn't misbegotten, right?
Yeah, that's why they're all hearing growls and you're hearing a voice.
I mean, you know, it could be a. It could also be an intelligent beast, to be fair. Which, you know, usually falls under the purview of misbegotten, but I mean, can I look around for where it's coming from?
I mean, you look around, but it doesn't look like there's a voice coming from anywhere. In fact, it actually seems to be coming from the, not the foliage, the canopy.
And asked what we are doing in their like territory, effectively.
Yeah.
We're just traveling through,
By the way, it doesn't sound angry or anything. It just sounds,
inquisitive.
yeah. It's just asking for now.
Yeah, we're just traveling through to get to the nearest settlement, so to speak.
Just kind of like falls silent for a moment. You're a long way from lands of any of the settlements here.
We're even farther from home.
Days to reach anything with walls.
Take days to reach anything with walls. I will ask Yorma roughly how far the nearest settlement is. That is walled. Or not walled, I guess. Just near a settlement.
From what I remember, the nearest one to the south for Farhaven is... it was only a few 100 miles away from the gates.
Yeah, that's a couple days travel. Alright.
Well, keep in mind, for her, that's like
Yeah.
Nothing,
hours.
Yeah.
I respond to her with, yeah, that's a couple days travel, and then go back to talking to
her travel ability
Misbegotten.
is 200 miles per hour, so she can move pretty fast.
yeah, the one who leads us typically travels faster, so we're having to
It just kind
go
of
the long route.
like you kind of feel it like nodding. You can't, of course, still see it, but you just kind of feel it like
Hmm.
agreeing.
Acknowledge.
Yeah. Indeed. I haven't seen the one touched by sky and wind in many years.
Oh. So you saw them come through here originally.
Taken by some of the tasty four-armed creatures, yes.
Mm.
Much younger then, though.
Would you be willing to consume more four-armed creatures in the future?
Of course. They are so very tasty. And you feel it like at this point you finally see it. And the thing looks like a mix between I'm trying to think. I think a chimera is probably the best way to phrase what this thing looks like, except a chimera the size of an ancient dragon.
Mm.
And it's just kind of staring down at your bug creatures. Very, very hungry.
All right, let's. I guess one for spare. I'll throw Know the Beast's Mind.
All right.
So he's gonna get a Spirit saving throw, but I will understand the true motivation or need to convince Mr. Beguine to either work for you or talk with him safely. Given that I'm already talking with him safely, I'm hoping to get the working for me.
All right. It
Or
does
working
fail,
with me more
so
of.
you do
It
figure
does
it out.
fail. Nice.
Not by much, but you are able to pierce its mind. And it just kind of, or actually, sorry, no, wrong save. But I'll give it to you because it's basically willing to give you this information.
That's good.
I mean, to leave its territory, it would only take a couple of bugs and be perfectly happy with it. It seems once again more curious than malicious in this case. Of course,
Sure.
curious as a shark. So
I will offer it a couple tributes, let's say, if it is to try with us and possibly help us kill any foreign creatures we find along the way. And of course, it can do what it so pleases with any bodies of theirs.
Mhm. A intelligent mortal, a rarity outside of the masters. And for the rest of you, you see a three-pronged scorpion tail for a
Ooh.
fraction of a second as it just swings down out of the canopy, piercing three of the insectoid hivelings, and just they're gone. Like you
Is
saw
that
it,
fine?
yeah. You saw them basically get pierced. They got a look of panic across their face, and then poof, gone.
I take a
By
step
the way,
back.
this chimera, just to give you a little bit of a better description, looks like a mix between. It looks like it has a jaguar's body, wings of an owl, and like a head of an owl, along with of course, its telltale scorpion tail. Although this one is, of course, old, big, and obviously very experienced at being alive and a hunter.
I think we're going to get along very well, you and I.
You may call me by my many names, but I think I prefer you call me Yowlian.
Yowlian?
Yeah.
This thing is cool. I like it. God,
Uh,
I love the fact.
And I will
That
just
you are just
introduce
like-
myself as Z.
Oh, I love the fact that you do misbegotten stuff because this shit is like the coolest.
And I will say to the rest of you, I believe I have netted us an ally.
Well, that's good. I don't want to fight that thing.
Yeah. And from around you, you do see a few more just kind of peeking out from the brush. These ones being much smaller and more humanoid looking. They kind of look like, well, they're mostly human shaped. Actually, just thinking about it, the Aarakocra is actually a good description for what they look like.
All
So
right.
they have like owl heads, they have wings, etc.
And are these
They're
more
also
humanoid?
misbegotten. Yeah, they're
Well, I was going to ask, are they more like lesser ones, I presume?
yeah, they're lesser ones. You're not sure if they're its children or maybe just servants.
I will ask its relation to them.
These are your guides and my servants and children the same.
All right. And I will inform the rest of them. Don't fuck with the big one. Don't fuck with the little ones.
I give you a thumbs up. All right.
They are to be our guides.
I wouldn't want to be ambushed by these things at night. Does not sound like fun.
First you get
One of
ambushed.
the smaller ones croaks out a word that at least you recognize as Yorma's language in the talking box as usual. Takes a few moments to start translating, and after a bit, it does seem to have actually more of a struggle because this thing is speaking in not even like a different dialect. It's just struggling to speak Yorma's language at all. And so the
It-
talking box is like, boss, this
Yeah,
thing
the-
fails at
the-
speaking. Help.
The mouth shape is not particularly well suited, presumably.
No, not at all. So it just kind of, speaks. And after at least a bit, Yorma seems to understand it at least somewhat well enough. In a lot of ways, I guess it would be like two different people speaking the same language, different dialect. So they
difference
they
between-
vaguely understand each other, but it's a struggle sometimes.
It's like a American English, and then you have like Welsh English. It's like, oh god.
Yeah. So finally, the talking box does click on and actually activates correctly, though. Ooh, you follow us. We shall help lead you to the land of stone.
Lead the way.
Cool.
So they go, and a couple of them just stay on the ground, just walking along the forest floor. But the majority of them fly back up to the canopy and follow their father/mother/whatever the owl lion is.
Their guardian.
Yeah. But it basically just vanishes back into the canopy, and you hear something crashing through it. So you guys are led for a couple of days, and other than the sounds of these things just kind of like chatting with each other over vast distances, you aren't messed with by anything.
Can't imagine why.
I love my job.
You might have lucked out and found Alpha
The
Predator.
Predator.
It's
Yep.
being gotten. Pog, pog, pog.
So
We found the king of the jungle. Like, hey yo, let's be friends.
So after about another 4 or 5 days, kind of finishing out the week, you eventually do make your way out of the forest.
Nice.
Not to any walled settlement, but at least to the back to the land of civilized people who actually build buildings and whatnot.
Mm.
As you do see some farms like set away from the forest's edge, about 200-300 feet away.
All right.
You see a couple of people in the fields closer to the forest edge. However, it's set up where there's like about 2/3 of them are like actually actively farming the land. The other 1/3 are standing at the edge of the fields, holding swords or bows.
I'm gonna
and
be.
keeping
I'm
a
sure they're
very
gonna be
close eye
very
on the
excited.
forest.
They're gonna be very excited to see us emerge with a bunch of large wolf men and bug men.
Yep.
Overjoyed.
Yeah. But the owl men just kind of leave you at the edge of the forest, explaining that
Okay.
leaving the forest is a good way to get shot.
Yeah.
They'd rather not do
Cool.
that. Yep. Yorman,
like
on the
that.
other hand, barely waits long enough for them to explain that before breaking out of the forest's edge and sprinting across open ground, to the surprise, very obviously, of at least all of your mortal forces, and apparently the farmers who immediately raise bows and start launching arrows at her. She
Oh
doesn't
my
seem to care
God.
much. Most of them just bounce off some sort of energy shield, or she just kind of dodges around them. And she runs up and hugs one of them, to the
Man.
surprise of all of them.
Man, the one that sticks her
They all
right in
kind
the
of
eye.
freak out
unfortunately.
for a little bit and, move a little bit closer. But the one that she hugs, like, kind of settles down after about, 20, 30
I'll
seconds of thinking
slowly
that he's
start
about to
making my
get
way.
freaking consumed by some forest creature. And kind of like bothers actually looking at who the heck hugged them. And then you guys all see a smile break out over his face, and the people who are hustling over with weapons seem to chill out a little more.
Cool. I'll slowly start making my way over with my main.
Yep. What are you doing with the Wolfmen and Bugmen, by the way?
Hmm. Hmm.
By the
Eh,
way,
fuck
not taking this well, by the way, Theo.
Who's not
Mirek.
Mirek?
What does Mirk not like about this?
The freaking you guys are talking with a giant creature that can
Well, listen. It
kill
wasn't
you.
you guys. There was only one of us, to be fair. Only
Mirk's
one of us was doing
fine.
the negotiating as to whether or not the rest were going to die terribly.
Mirk is
Uh,
our comic relief. If he's
I
not,
just like
Gets a
Jeremy
pat on
before
the
it.
head.
if Mirk is not terrified out of their fucking mind, then we're not doing something right.
Yeah, we aren't strong enough.
So yeah, you guys. Well, yeah. What are you doing with them?
I'll have them following like a fair ways behind me,
Okay.
like maybe 20, 30 paces.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you do definitely see the farmers that notice them kind of bristle, but apparently whatever Yorm was talking with them is enough to not get them to immediately assault again.
Listen, even if they were, I think that would just end with a lot of their corpses. I'm gonna be honest. These are Wolfmen Plus. I got the Amazon subscription. Wolfman Prime.
Yep. So, yeah, Yorma goes and walks back over to you guys about, 20 feet or so away. And the farmers are just kind of all standing there, still very obviously wary, but willing apparently to hear out what exactly is going on before they make any real decisions. So she just kind of opens her arms wide. Welcome to Farhaven. Yeah, at least the edge of it.
Friend of yours?
You could say that. Yon,
Well.
come here. The man she hugged just kind of sidles over. He doesn't really walk as more like just kind of not strides. I'm trying to think of the word for it.
Scuttles like a crab.
Struts.
Yeah, I guess a strut is probably the closest thing. So he walks over and stands next to Yorma. Yorma is significantly older than this man is. He's probably like late 20s, early 30s, so definitely still a pretty young man.
Huh.
Yorma, on the other hand, is old. Sure, built, like freaking lifting grandma type of built, but
I love her.
still,
Imagine being old.
So wait, how do you know him?
he just kind of looks at you. Ah, Yon here is my grandson. I think. That's right, I've got the family right. Yon just kind of nods, not adding anything. He nods and kind of claps him on the back. Yes, grandson. He's a good old warrior out here in the edge of the wood.
Sweet. Well,
Nice to meet you.
yeah,
He just
it's a pleasure. I'm
nods.
gonna. I'll walk up and try to do a handshake.
Yeah, he accepts your hand.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna actually kind of lean over towards Yorma and be like, do I stand out like a sore thumb here? Like
Yes,
in this world?
you will always stand out like a sore thumb.
Fuck.
We are gods.
Well, I'm a
He
big
just kind of
green god.
looks at you. I would say so. along with the, of course, well, the rest of your group, besides gestures towards Amelia.
Smile.
Amelia's the only normal one. Fuck! How did this happen? What?
Even if I look normal, I'm pretty sure I'd stand out. I've always got dogs.
Mhm.
Or worse, dog
All right.
men.
We're not gonna attract any negative attention from this, are we?
In Farhaven? Oh no.
But the next town over is hideously racist.
And then the next turnover will die when they piss me off. Unfortunate for them.
By the way, Urjar Farm's on the edge. It just kind of shrugs and makes a couple of hand gestures. He just nods. I see. It's that far away now. Well,
Now.
it turns out my estimate was right. We still have a ways to go.
All right.
No one here lives on the edge, along with the rest of this clan. I suppose my clan. Just kind of nods.
Nice.
He just smiles. It's nice to know I still have family here. Even if we do live out here at the edge of the Great Wood.
Yeah.
He just kind of shrugs.
Edge of the Woods is a better place to live anyway.
He just kind of shrugs and makes an expression like, life is life. You get through. He hasn't,
Get
by the
over
way,
it,
he hasn't
get
said a
over
word so
Yeah,
far.
I assume he's probably mute or something.
Yeah, I'm not polite enough. Can you speak? What? Did you say he shakes his head?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay, good. Because
I was
I did
laughing
not
too
hear what you
loud.
said. I heard Raleigh's laugh, and I was like, huh? What?
Can you say that again? You weren't being an asshole.
No. Someone not being able to speak it, I'm not gonna be like, what do you mean he can't speak? What are you fucking retard?
Repeat that.
Oh my
No,
god.
people can be mute. That's fine.
So. Yeah. There's still plenty of day left. So you guys can continue if you wish, or well, Yorma is inviting you, even though technically it's not her house, to rest the night.
Yeah, let's rest here
I
for the
wanna
night.
go
That sounds good.
speak to Yalian slightly more before I leave, just to get a.
I mean,
a
he didn't follow after you. Only his children did. But
Yeah, he just sent his kids.
well, I mean, let me rephrase that. He might have followed you. If he did not make his presence known.
I mean, I will go see if he did.
All right. I mean, a few of the owl men are still kind of standing at the edge of the thing, watching out with their big eyes.
I'm just gonna ask if Yalin followed us.
The father is not here currently. We can take a message back.
After the
I,
beep.
I was just gonna get a rough overview of like what's in this world in terms of other misbegotten and beasts.
I mean, you can
And
just
really,
see if they
huh? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
know. All right. We are one of the few of the wood. There's a couple more, but they're as big as father and much more angry. One is unkillable. The other is underground. They're both terrifying.
Are they as strong as father?
Well, of course. Otherwise, father would have ripped them from the ground and out of his wood years ago.
And then presumably your father isn't stronger than them, otherwise they would have done the same.
They nod.
Alright.
Well,
So
they try and nod. They, as their heads
They-
are owls,
they get an affirmation.
their entire body forward.
Alright, so they're probably gonna be one of the few lesser misbegotten. And then you've got two greater misbegotten that are the counterparts to Yalan.
There's one that rides the winds. However, it doesn't come near our wood very often anymore.
So there's another one that rides the winds. Do you know if it still lives?
We don't wish to know.
Another aggressive one, then.
Nowhere. It need not even see.
Do they all also have children similar to Yalan?
The two in the wood don't anymore.
Anymore?
We've slain all of our competitors besides the two.
All right. And last real question is in terms of like beasts. I'm just going to run through some like the relatively basic beasts that you would find in a forest. Be like, got anything?
They have basically all the normal ones,
Okay. Anything
Deer.
special?
etc. Not really. The only thing they really lack is bears, and that seems to be due to the fact that
Well, yeah, bears. You know,
there were bears at one
good
point.
eats.
They're no longer a thing though.
All right, that's all I got.
Apparently, between the owl lion and his two competitors, they kind of deforested for the rest.
And
of
I
it.
shall have them inform Yellen that should he wish to remove his competitors and have a alliance of sorts, he may seek me out at any time.
Yep, they're kind of curious how exactly, since it doesn't usually leave the wood, nor do they.
I'm just going to leave a couple of wolves here during my stay, and I will inform them that they are mine, and I should hope that any courtesy that would be shown to me would be shown to them, and that they are not, fucking murdered.
The Wolfmen and the Owlmen don't like each other at all.
All right. Well, would they prefer the Bugmen?
To attack each other, as they are both respecting of course, your Wolfmen respecting your wishes and the Owlmen respecting their fathers. But you like tell them, oh yeah, we're just gonna leave them. You can just tell them, and they basically both immediately fall to growling at each other.
Would you prefer the Hivelings?
I mean, they seem more hungry about the Hivelings.
If I leave the Hivelings, will you eat them?
I mean, they will try not to. Once again, they're apparently going to try and respect things, but
Let's leave a couple direwolfmen. Let's leave a couple Hivelings. We'll just see how that turns out.
I mean, you're leaving basically two wild animals and hoping they play nice. They're not humans, so they don't entirely follow rules of etiquette.
Listen, I'm not sure how the fucking Yowlin works, but I can enforce my will upon these direwolves, and I will do so if necessary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they will respect your will. Your wolfmen won't attack them without being attacked first.
Okay, Peyton.
But you don't know if the owlmen work the same.
Yeah.
Peyton.
They don't have a magical connection, most likely.
Does your wolfman, do they just have able to contact you, or no? Or does it have a hive mind, or?
No, the wolfmen are singular.
Well, I mean, like,
other guys
do they just contact you over distance, or do they have to run up to you?
For the hivelings is not infinite. It is very, very much based on proximity.
Yeah. As for that,
you have no connection back with the hive.
Yeah, I have to work through the prayer system.
Well, if you want, actually, okay, yeah, that can work, I guess.
The hivelings work like orcs do, where if they're nearby, they're connected, but if they're not, it doesn't connect.
All right, so they kind of form their own sub.
Yeah, they create a tiny hive mind based on their number, effectively.
Oh,
okay. So
you're not sure if they get smarter or not, though, because you haven't seen them in that big a number yet.
In time.
I'm trying to do some prayer, right?
Yep.
Huh?
You're using prayer, right?
Yeah, if they need to contact me, I will be listening in periodically.
Okay, never mind.
By the way, the prayers for you guys have been fairly quiet so far. They've been mostly normal prayers.
Give me more jerky.
Pretty much. Well, in your case, it's actually give us less jerky. We want new things.
Give us more steak. Give us more chicken.
The one that does come up for you in particular over the course of the month is that the hivelings have grown to an unfortunate number.
How many is an unfortunate number?
Slokion is struggling to deal with them.
Okay, they will be sent over to supplement the fucking the other area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xandros.
Yeah, that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Playing this feels like this is gonna be a really bad idea soon.
So,
And you know, have them limited to a certain degree. And I will inform.
keep in mind, you can't really give orders. You can just kind
Yeah.
of nudge in the right direction. And nudging
nudge-
with misbegotten is a dangerous affair.
I nudge them to get the fuck to Xandros, and in the future, maybe I'll have to nudge a couple of wolfmen to do some population control.
You do actually have a couple of prayers from the hivelings over the course of the month of their population being controlled, in particular by the wolfmen already.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them apparently has taken it upon himself to do so.
Mm.
You unfortunately don't get a name because the hivelings, of course, don't fully understand how the naming thing works. But
So one
Yeah.
of the wolfmen is killing hivemen.
Yep.
God damn it. All right. I mean, I'll effectively just say, hey, Karn, fucking deal with the problem. Because if I come back to deal with it, nobody's going to enjoy it.
I mean, yeah, you can nudge Karn into doing his job.
Yep.
And I mean the prayers keep coming, but you feel like Karn is doing something.
Yeah.
So, regardless, other than that, yeah, for the other two cults over the course of the month, it's pretty quiet. Apparently, things are going well, as most of your prayers are for fairly mundane little things, or just because we had to show up and start praying. So,
We're forced to pray every week, so fucking. I wish I could get a raise or some shit. I don't know. Fucking bye.
I mean that's more for Drake's cult. You have a couple of those. That I wish I was paid better. But
Do better work.
so, yeah, you guys stay the night at Yoan's place, along with, of course, his family. And I mean, it's quiet. In fact, Yoan's entire family seems to be pretty quiet.
One less person to have a conversation with.
So the whole family's just not able to speak.
I mean, maybe they all seem to speak with their hands. So
Okay, so sign language. It's either they choose not to, or they're doing it doing it out of consideration, or they can't.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
You're
I
unfortunately not-
probably just spend the night with the wolves, with my people.
I mean, it's a quiet night either way. I
Mm.
guess for you hear a lot more crunching as the wolves catch stuff and bring it back to your little area and have dinner.
Life is good.
Well, they have dinner and second dinner and third dinner and fifth dinner.
Listen, all right. They're not all dinner. Some of them are snacks.
Yep. But the morning sun comes, and sudden today it's really hot. Riley, you're fine. I mean, it's the sun. Same with Drake.
Mhm.
For Amelia and Z, on the other hand, yeah, no, the sun is like desert heat. It is not pleasant.
I grew up in a like jungle area. I travel through the desert. I'll live.
Oh yeah, you guys will live, but it is miserable. Especially for Mirek and the rest of your humans rally.
You have to play right. I get the fucking insects to fly around me to create wind. I'm too fucking smart. My brain's too big.
I mean, they could do that for a while. They do get tired and have to like shift change and
But yeah,
whatnot.
that's why they work in shifts.
So, yep, you guys leave and you're
Can
going to
I-
continue in the direction of the towns. Yep.
Can I
What was it, Deb?
cornucopia blessing a bucket of water?
A bucket of ice.
Just so people have just like if you want a bucket of water to dump on yourself, here you go. Whenever you want it, it's here.
I mean, I guess water is an agricultural substance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So-
Amelia's solution to the problem.
Yeah. As I said, it's miserable. It's still going to be miserable even with that, but people deal. So, you guys travel, and surprisingly, after only a few days, you reach town.
Oh.
Yeah. You do find like a road and walk along that, and that seems to speed things up mysteriously. Yorma doesn't seem to be bothered by it. He's like, "Yep, that's just normal. Don't worry about it."
All right.
So, it's not a very big town, but it is certainly bigger than the farming, the farmstead that you guys just left a few days ago. So, yeah. What are you guys doing when you reach the edge of the city or town?
Head empty. I'm out of it. What? Okay, so we're at
Bar.
the. Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, there are no bars at the built into the wall on the outside.
Well, let's go to the
Go
gate.
to the
then.
fucking
Let's
gate.
Try to
make
get
one.
Yeah. Amelia just opens a tavern.
Is it the
outside.
outside city bar?
If for whatever reason they won't let you into the city,
Well, they'll listen to the city.
So, yep. I mean, Yorma's just gonna stride right on up to the gate, but
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have people that might or might not be friendly with the guards.
My people are always friendly. The other people just might not recognize it.
So, are you guys just all walking up with Yorma?
I mean, I'll
Every
leave
day?
my guys a ways back. Like in sight.
So I'm guessing that's a yes from everyone else. No.
yes.
Yep.
So, yep. You guys walk up to the gate and see, I mean, rough guards, but they're not dressed up in plate mail or anything, but they have like nice kind of iron armor and big, tall spears.
Iron, not even
That's-
steel. Fucking cringe.
Yeah. The spears themselves look more like a long spear, but with like a barbed end, rather than kind of a more normal spear design. The tips are also much bigger than usual. And yeah, Yorma just walks on through the gate. Not a care in the world. And
Yeah, sure.
unfortunately, leaves you guys to explain who the heck you are and why you're trying to enter the town. To, of course, two very unhappy looking guards who look hot and tired.
Whoa.
Especially since the talking box, as usual, doesn't bother just, translating for the first few words. So when they raise up their hand and go, "Gabba-dabba-da," and start talking, and then all of a sudden the talking box finally decides to translate as they make it to something along the lines of, "And tell us who you are."
Raleigh.
Doesn't bother with the rest of the of that
Can
question.
you start the question over again? Did not catch the first part.
The older man just kind of shakes his head. Goddamn young does not listen to elders. I was asking
How old
what
are you?
exactly your business is and who you are.
Our
Which,
business
by the way,
is,
is old in comparison to, she's not as old as Yarma, but he's definitely well into his 50s, if not 60s.
guess who's fucking 70 something? So fuck off. Outplayed. We're with the lady who just went through. I'm Z.
Raleigh.
I will point at the significant number of wolf men off in the distance and go, they're mine, but they're staying outside.
He just kind of looks at you. Must be one of the lesser masters then, since you don't have any of their markings.
I'm not a master.
Well, where the hell did you get all those monsters from?
I kind of made them, but I didn't
Well, like-
fully make them. I more of adapted them from something else that I had to beat up a large bear for.
They're like Pokemon.
And to beat up that large bear, we had to go through this whole weird quest. It's a
It was
long
a pretty
story.
big bear.
Well, if they're staying outside, that's fine.
All right.
Just confuse the fuck out of them. That's the
Yeah.
best strategy.
Get some word soup going. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I fought a bear.
Yeah. Merrick
Yeah.
introduces himself, as does the rest of your guys' rally.
Yeah. They all have names, so they can
Mhm.
actually do that.
Yeah. I mean, they have names anyway, even if you
I
don't.
know, I know. I'm kidding. They're like, I wasn't given a name yet. I'm not a named NPC. Oh no.
So, I'm guessing Amelia and Drake are also going to introduce themselves, or are they just going to stand there and be confused?
Stand there
I mean,
staring.
It's entirely within the realm of possibility that Amelia doesn't think to introduce herself and just follows them.
I mean, what? Hello, I'm Drake. Goodbye.
Two
All right.
powerful and charismatic figures.
Well, now that at least the majority of you introduced yourself, what about the first question?
I already answered it. I'm gone.
I don't
Lord.
What was the first question? Was that what we're doing here?
Mm,
Our
why-
business?
Looking around. Oh.
Yeah, that's a good freaking answer for the police. What exactly are you doing here? Yeah, I'm just around screwing with things.
What are you doing here?
I-
Oh,
No,
you know.
I want. It's seriously like it's just, traveling. Want
Following that guy.
Do I need to put in
Yeah.
a request to go into the city?
just traveling from one place to another.
I well versed in permit form 9AC. Need me to run in an application for entering the city. I can...
9AC
I mean-
has been outdated for the past 2 months. We're on a 9AD. Completely changed.
Lucky.
Well, regardless, after you guys all answer,
I'm just
his
following
question,
them.
more or less. Yeah, they just step aside.
That's my answer. I'm just following them.
What sets you apart from my answer, which was I'm following him.
So yeah, you guys are let into the city.
Questionably, but we're let in.
Yeah. I mean, once you answer the question, the guards chill out and get on with what they were doing before, which was literally just standing there waiting for the next person to show up.
All right, cool. Head into a city. A new city. It's been a while.
Yeah. Again, it's not a city. I keep calling it that. It's more of a big town.
I mean, still.
Yeah.
It's a hamlet.
It's a walled settlement with a lot of people.
Walled settlement.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's got big stone walls. So Yorma's a ways ahead at this point, but you guys can just hustle a little bit and catch up. So she's just kind of wandering around, looking at everything,
I imagine.
being freaking hardcore nostalgic about.
Yeah, I was gonna say
reminds
she's.
her of
I'm gonna
life.
let her have her nostalgic stuff, and then we need to start information gathering, figuring out where these guys are. We're not fucking around in this place for a month. Fuck
In the
that.
middle of the
Last time we did that, the boss got
Aren't we here to
twice as hard.
fucking get people to kill someone, like
So
kill a lot of people.
yep, the people here are all look pretty similar to Yorma, with the exception of some of those four-armed creatures who seem to be wandering around picking up like barrels and boxes and other things, or working a forge, or doing other kind of more menial tasks.
Do they appear to be like avoided, or are they just
No,
basically treated
just-
like automated machines?
They're definitely closer to machines, but you can see people at least trying to treat them like people.
Okay, interesting.
It seems that they themselves are the ones that are struggling with that concept.
Yeah, that's
Because like as you guys are walking through like one of the town market on this side of on this side, you guys can like see them being offered like a sandwich and whatnot, and them just kind of staring at it confused while they're like moving things and whatnot. So yeah, the people here seem to be trying to get them to integrate, and it's
Working
it seems to be
wonderfully.
not doing so well. So, yep. After wandering around the market and through a small shop corridor, you guys find a more like full-scale kind of central plaza, and Norma just kind of stops there for a moment and stares up at a statue that you guys recognize as a younger version of herself.
hey,
Ah,
that looks familiar.
the
I say,
hero
walking up to
returns.
her.
He just kind of looks at it, confused. What the? And then all of a sudden, she gets indignant. You
Congratulations.
named me a goddamn hero after I got captured after just a couple weeks of being a. Yeah, she just kind of rages around for a bit, causing a massive scene.
Congratulations. You're a
Avoid your
martyr
your
died
group
for a
for a
cause.
moment.
I sit down and I watch.
She does hear your
just-
martyr comment. Yeah, but I'm not fucking dead.
Yes, makes you quite a shit martyr.
We can fix that.
Nope. We'll build a statue of you next, Drake.
And I look incredibly amused when I say makes you quite a shit martyr.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she settles herself back down after a bit, but she does
What
get
did you do?
good old anger out for a bit.
So why would they name you a hero? Did you do something? I don't know. You said you were just a few weeks.
Well, yeah. Was defending the farm from some monsters, and all of a sudden, was able to throw electricity out of my hands. And then I tried to do the same to one of the master's lieutenants. He died.
Didn't work. Oh.
Unfortunately, only one of them died.
Ah.
And so, yeah, you guys know the rest of that story.
Ah, so you're not only a shit martyr, you're shit at murder.
The shit murder.
I didn't exactly have a hell of a lot of time to practice.
I mean, we didn't. We turned out fine. Enough.
That's debatable.
I add the enough after like a quarter second pause.
You're also a group. I'm, well, just Yorma. So,
Well, we're all here
Great
now.
advice. Find a group.
believe it or not, I haven't found all that many Godbound. You're the first others.
Welcome to the group.
You found one.
She just
All right.
looks at you, her expression flat, and then looks back to the statue. I really should have a word with the mayor and get that stupid thing torn down.
Yeah, it's a nice
Walks
statue.
over and looks at the plaque. They couldn't come up with a better name. A bunch of
Oh.
prisoners are more creative.
What's the plaque
What
say?
does it say?
Thunderchild.
Yes. Thunderchild.
I am
like it.
snickering heavily.
It makes you sound powerful.
Christ.
You see her hand turn like blue all of a sudden, and she just swipes it across the panel and then just
Ooh.
punches it with her other hand, and it shatters.
I've heard Blink Dogs come up
Ooh.
with better names than that.
There we are.
Child.
Oh, better.
At least I don't have to read it anymore.
I'm
Well,
gonna go up with my fire and inscribe into it Thunderchild. No. I like her. I don't want to make her mad.
well, you get to see how far you can fall if you try that.
Well,
Well,
if
it's
it's
simple,
mortal
right?
damage,
Well, yeah,
pretty far. I'll
If you're,
die, but I'll come back soon.
if
Yep.
you're falling, then you don't retain inertia when you teleport, right?
No. There's lots
Easy.
of fun.
Shadows, baby.
Yes.
So, yep. But other than that freak out in town, none of the guards show up or anything. In fact, you don't even see any guards nearby. I mean, a couple of people look over, but they're like, yeah, whatever. It's a crazy lady. Let's just keep going.
They don't even recognize her. Damn. Oof.
Well,
Feels
I mean,
bad.
keep in mind, the statue apparently was made when she was like in her 20s.
Also,
Does it at least
If
and
there
now
was a
she's like
statue of someone,
80 years older.
yeah, I wouldn't exactly think like, oh, this is the hero here today.
is it like well made? Does it seem?
I mean, well made at least by mortal hands. So
At least it's well made.
Yeah.
They really got your nose.
actually angelic in design, but it does her features well enough. You can recognize her from the statue well enough.
Okay.
They did very well
Well-
in your eyes. Just not as many wrinkles as there are now, but I can say we could attribute that to time.
I mean that, and she's scarred all to hell and whatnot. So
Like, who
Well-
isn't nowadays?
What should we be doing next? Gathering information, I suppose, is the best thing. You can have a word with the mayor. See what's up.
well, we can just rest here and push on. We can have a word with the mayor. This isn't exactly the capital, so
I mean, might as well talk to the mayor. I want to ask about the statue.
this is just Fane. It's too far from the capital at the moment.
So the capital is the capital of her home, of like her area, or the capital of everything?
Farhaven is the name of the country you're currently in.
Okay, so Farhaven is the country, and we're going to the capital of the country. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'd like to pick up a map. Let's find a map. I think that'll be very useful. Something, maybe current to date.
I don't know if there's going to be any cartographers here, but we can look around.
Fuck.
Maybe the mayor.
mayor
has
might
one.
have something that we can at least make a rough draft of.
I wonder who's in power now. Just kind of looks
Oh.
around.
Probably not the master you failed to kill, given that your statue wouldn't be up in the middle of town.
She laughs coldly. The masters don't hold power here. This is Farhaven, the only place the
Mhm.
masters don't hold power.
Why don't they?
Because we kick the fuckers out.
Oh,
It turns out you can't have strength everywhere.
Well,
it's true.
that and they were a little bit distracted. From what I see, I'm guessing that's still the case.
Well, given
Anyway.
that since they haven't kicked you
Yep.
the fuck out,
Let's go see the mayor.
at least not since the original one.
So she leads you guys over to one of the kind of more rich quarters. The houses are, multi-story and built out of nicer materials. Mostly wood, but a couple have stone as their bases.
All right.
All right, knock on the door.
So
Get some folly work here.
the house she leads you up to is actually, in comparison to the others, fairly modest. I mean, it's not like it's made out of mahogany or anything. It's just a, fairly normal oak house and whatnot, or at least their version of a oak wood. There's a little bit of stone, but just as the foundation. This should be the mayor's house still. And after knocking, after about 30 seconds of someone like moving around inside and a very faint, something or other, which you'd assume to be one moment or something like that, as the box doesn't catch it long enough.
And it's a moment too far. I take out the lockpicks. To be fair, as a god, I'm pretty sure I could break this in less than 30 seconds.
Oh my god.
So, yep. After about 30 seconds, though, another older person comes to the. It's
Hi, are you
actually
the
hard
mayor?
to tell if they're male or female off the bat, as they have very long hair and are fairly kind of. They're actually kind of built like a Zorite, stout and kind of round.
I mean,
But
yeah.
when he
there's
starts speaking, it becomes very obvious. Yes, do you need something?
A
Yeah, I want to
map.
ask you about that statue.
Oh yeah, that first.
The statue. You mean the Thunder Child statue?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
don't use
one.
that
Can
name.
can you give me a little more info on it?
I suppose it was a statue set up by, I believe, my predecessor. He was, well, rather touched by one of the random farm workers standing up to one of the masters that invaded and was somehow able to kill one, apparently with a bolt of lightning. And so we built a statue in her honor. Johanna, by the way, is just standing there, or Yorma.
And Thunderchild name, where'd that come from?
What do you mean, where did it come from?
You can't think of anything more imaginative.
I
Creative.
mean, all we knew was that she blew apart the person with the bolt of lightning. It seemed like a good enough name at the time, apparently. I didn't come up with it.
Fair enough.
I mean, town's name was changed in that day to Farn, which isn't all that creative all on its own. We're the farthest settlement out.
Cool.
Fair
Can we get a map of the everything, or at least to look at a copy? Look at one to get a copy of.
Who are you again?
Oh, so this is Yorma, also known as the Thunderchild.
I'm Raleigh.
Z.
It's Emelian Drake.
Hey,
Thank you for your names, but I was more looking for who
Not
you
important.
are. Why exactly I've opened my door to a bunch of strangers that certainly look otherworldly.
It's because we are otherworldly, and we're here to kill
Mhm.
masters. And she led us here.
It just looks over at Yorma and looks back to you guys, and then pauses for a moment and looks back to Yorma.
And is this when he registers the that's Yorma, also known as the Thunder Child?
That's the Thunder Child, isn't it?
Better
Yeah,
name
Yorma
would
just
be
kind of looks over at him
appreciated.
and then slowly nods. You really couldn't think of anything better. As I said, I didn't come up with it. It was fine. I did come up with it. Regardless,
Oh, the truth is out.
And the truth is revealed.
I
Book
didn't
him,
exactly
boys.
know it was you.
You're under arrest.
My predecessor
what?
remembers you well enough, so I suppose I can give you the time of day, along with your strange friends. Map you needed?
And general
Yeah,
information.
something we could at least make a copy of at the very least.
All right,
I don't know
come
if you have any spare ones, but
We'll see if I can't have one of my servants go and figure out tea or coffee or some such. He just turns around, scratching his head, muttering something under his breath. That just sounds
That's cool.
suspiciously like, why did I think Thunderchild was such a great name at the time?
dumbass. You always think it's a great name until you come face to face with them, and you're like,
It's a great
oh.
name until you look at it like 2 weeks later and you're like, oh, that fucking sucks. God, it's so awful.
Yorma seems
Alright.
to smile and just kind of, steps in ahead of you guys. Give me just
I'll follow. I have to be right back.
Alright.
How dare you?
Well, I guess while Norris is not here, it's fine. I'll just tell you guys. Yorma just kind of strides up to behind him and they quietly have a chat. Well, he just kind of waves the rest of you into one of the side rooms.
Alright,
For
let's
anyone
give him...
bothering to actually listen in on the conversation, it is
Of course.
somewhat interesting. Mostly that it sounds like Yorma is talking to him, well, like was a child at the time.
That's probably because he was a child at the time.
Yeah. So, yep. You guys cross into their little side room. And, I mean, it's, as the rest of the house, it's nice, but it's not all that. Has enough chairs, at least, for you guys. Not the rest of your mortals, but...
Okay.
Yep. So, about, 6 or 7 chairs. One's been kind of pushed up against the wall. The room itself has, other than the chairs and a couple of small tables for them, a small kind of writing desk and a couple bookcases, windows that look out onto the street. Oh, the bookcases, one of them is smothered in books. Like, if you could fit even one more, it looks like you wouldn't be able to actually take any of the books back out. They've been forced in so much. The other one seems to be filled with a couple of stone tablets, a couple of just kind of loose sheafs of paper, even a couple of these like weird looking mechanical things that are vaguely in the shape of a book, but seem to have like a screen on one side.
Hmm.
They're very strange. Doesn't help that they're like covered in these weird knobs and dials and gears and little arms and whatnot. In addition, there's a couple of small bottles with like bits of black goo, and one of them has a small segment of tentacle.
Bits of black goo, you say? Is it similar to that coffin juice?
I mean,
Coffin juice?
maybe.
All right.
It's only a very, very small amount. It's like only the very bottom of a vial, so less than an inch of the stuff. So it's corked and set in with a couple of other things that are slightly different colors, but
So
similar.
as it would be to uncork it, see if it smells the same. I don't think it would be a smart idea.
So after a couple minutes, Yorma strides in, along with one of those four-armed sleeves, who is carrying a quartet of trays.
So are these guys no longer under the control of the masters here, or
Kind of.
kind of?
She just kind of pats it on the back as it's setting down a pair of the plates, which causes one of its arms to kind of rattle a little bit. And you see some of the teacups that it's holding, like, just start to tip, but it's able to get it back before they all fall off. These are the workers. They just kind of do their own thing. They've been freed, but they don't really know how to do anything but work, so we just let them keep doing what they want to do. Remind me what they have to do. So he just kind of grabs one of the chairs off the wall.
How rude would it be to try and recruit them?
If you can recruit them, you'd impress all of us.
In theory, I can recruit them. You know what? Sure. Fuck it. Let's no beast mind is once per. Not once per scene. It's commit effort for the scene. So sure, I'll try and see if I can figure out what it would take for them to like join me.
You get an eerie nothing in response.
It would
It's
take.
not the word nothing, it is just silence. Like, this thing doesn't want anything. And apparently that also is for what it wants in a master, or what it will accept from a master. It just is basically no.
All right, so I'm going to assume that either these guys will not worship me at any point, or I cannot get them to worship me due to just if not an unwillingness, an inability.
Yeah, they like it reminds you more of an automaton, like the constructs you hunted back home, than they do creatures. Like, you kind of reach out and try and touch his mind, and the mind just goes, "There is no mind here. Please come back."
There's nothing there to worship me. Okay.
Yep. It just kind of like when you kind of look up after digging around in its head and come back to your own vision, it's just kind of staring at you. Not hostile, not really anything. Its facial expression is just nothing.
All right.
There's nothing to read.
I'll say, yeah, no, I can't do that.
Yep.
They're effectively mindless.
He just kicks back. Yeah, they can talk anyway.
Yeah.
And it's almost as on cue. It just goes, "Please enjoy the tea and coffee. If you require anything further, please request it with the bell." And it just kind of turns around and walks back out of the room.
I will just looking at Jorma go. It's effectively just a biological automaton.
Yep, that's what people have told me too. Well, at least that's what people think they are. And that's how they seem to act. Warriors are the same way, except, well, they try and murder you.
Oh.
So, yep. I mean, they left 4 different trays that are covered in neatly stacked teacups and coffee cups and small fruits and whatnot. There's even a couple of little loaves of some sort of sweet bread.
Sweetbread's mine.
Yep. And as the worker said, there is in fact a small silver bell sitting on one of the trays, kind of like on its own little dish.
Hmm.
Is it edible?
The bell? No.
Yeah.
You pick it up to chew it and it like tinkles a little bit. Yorma doesn't take anything. She just kind of sits back in her chair and seems to wait.
Obviously, sweet rolls are mine. Um, the rest
I'm
of you guys can have whatever you want.
The instant after I hear sweet rolls are mine, I'm going to take a sweet roll.
I mean, there's only 3. The rest of them are more fruit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you snatch one. Do we have Nor here?
He
I'm
said
here.
he was.
What's going on?
Oh,
I'm Norix, not Nor.
Yeah.
So, what happened?
I just got back.
Nor is sleepy. So, yep, you guys are in the guy's sitting room.
So did anything significant happen yet, or did we just sit down?
I mean, you've been served by apparently a robot that's biological.
Sweet.
Biological automatons. I've learned that
I
getting them to worship me is not going to work.
they don't
I've heard that the
have- intelligence.
there's nothing in them. They're
They
like
don't have a mind.
Ah,
Norks. They're kind of like jellyfish.
so give them mind.
That is not that easy.
just make a living creature. Just make sentient living creatures. Forehead.
So, do you remember when Nor had to go on a whole trip to make a small sun? That's going to be like
Yes.
8 of those trips
Oh, sweet. Let's do it.
to then get the knowledge that I do not have near enough power to do that.
Okay, cool. So I sit down or
Actually-
stand if there's not enough chairs. I probably stand.
No, there's enough chairs.
Oh, sweet. I sit.
There are 6, so there's tons of chairs.
Theo, are you? Was that bong noises or soup
What?
noises?
no, that was me just drinking from my water bottle.
Oh,
That was him drinking
Okay.
from his bong.
drinking from his bong.
No thanks,
Bong
just water.
Oh, Theo, and your love of bong water.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
All the titration of water and all the bong of bong.
So,
Right.
yep. About 10 or so minutes later,
I'm halfway through wood carving.
yeah, the mayor comes back in. He's a little more dressed up, but I mean, clearly he's not in his like Sunday best. He's just kind of got a nice coat on and whatnot now. So he's gotten a little more dressed up, trying to look a little more, regal.
That is a waste for a bunch of people who are idiots.
Yeah.
A waste
I mean,
on a bunch of
it's
people.
also a waste on him because you know he now just kind of looks like a pig from Animal Farm.
Hell yeah.
So, yep,
Some are more equal than others.
he goes and sits down in the last chair. So, map. Do you have a preference for what kind of map you're looking for, or just a map of the world in general?
I think the world in general would be the most helpful right now.
Territory and terrain would also be helpful if you had them.
Mm.
I might have a map of the terrain here in Farhaven, though we haven't had an updated version for the rest of the, well, lands in Famarel for many years now.
I think that's fair. Honestly, out of character. Honestly, I just want something so we can fucking move over to not the Night Roads map.
Yeah,
We
to be
can get a-
honest, night road maps I can do because typically it's not quite straight lines, but there's
Close
a
enough.
lot of like left and right movement, except for going onto different night roads.
Yeah. I'm
So
gonna just be honest, I don't have a map for Famarel yet. He of course does.
Yeah.
So yeah, he tells you, he goes and pulls out a trio of scroll cases. He sets two of them down on the table, just kind of pushing the trays a little bit so he can get enough room for one of them, and pops off the cap and draws out a map of Famarel. It is a pretty boring shaped world, mostly just a big circle in a single continent. Farhaven is at the very bottom, a very, very tiny amount of land, at least on the map. It
So
only takes up
we-
about, I don't know. Like, if the entire map is about a foot across, it takes him about an inch and a half. In
So
comparison to the rest of the map, that's covered
we
in
come
little
from-
circles.
a gate that is on the very edge of land that they don't even care about at this point.
Yep.
Cool.
So there are six big circles that are kind of the vague circles. They're not of course perfect circles, but the land is about that much. Like they kind of push into each other a little bit and whatnot, but they all have a name written on them. Farhaven, of course, has its name, which is Farhaven, and Haven itself is currently marked. It is almost on the very southern tip of the world. The six big circles, as there are a whole bunch of little ones, but he just kind of ignores those and points at the six big ones, and tells you that those are the six main masters. Master Ilios, or rather the land Ilios, run by Master Ilion. Land Ikion, run by the Master Icothion. Land Valerian, which is led by Valion. Olore, which is run by Master Orlan, and then the land Barhan and Zigquirk, which unfortunately he doesn't have the master's names for those two lands quite yet.
That's fair.
Because they've been kind of in upheaval in the last decade or two. So who is currently running them is up in the air. But those were the last. They were the names of the last two masters that they had record of. And then, of course, Farhaven, which he points down, which is the one location where free people live. Or at least the free Merrills.
All right. That's helpful to know.
There is an area kind of in the north, kind of the north center part of the world that is it takes up almost the entirety of the center, which is a massive area only marked as desert. Doesn't have any special name or anything. It's just a huge desert. It seems to actually be the thing that is separating the six different things from like one another, like across it. Of course, the ones right next to it are pushing into each other, it looks like, from what the map's been drawn, but in particular, Alios seems to be, let me make sure. Yes, Alios is a little bit bigger than all the other ones, as he is pushing into, from at least the looks of the map, a couple of the other lands next to him.
Oh, so are they like fighting each other now?
Maybe? I mean, that's what it looks like. There's six different
Okay.
nations, effectively. It's not exactly a single nation from the looks of things. I mean, you can ask, and they'll very easily and quickly answer that indeed.
Yeah. All right.
And honestly, that's the only reason Farhaven is still even a thing.
It's because they're just fighting amongst themselves. They don't have time to worry about nothing, essentially.
Well, let's add another variable in the mix.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do what we do best. Fuck shit up.
Yes.
Otherwise, the map is pretty bare. Other than the desert, that's kind of the only real, like, terrain that is marked out.
Well, which one's the closest land?
To you guys, the
Yeah.
land of Allure and Zigwork.
Which one is the one that was questionable?
Questionable as in, like, they don't know who the leader is?
Yeah.
There are two. Barhan and Zigquirk.
Okay, so Zigquirk would be the close one that is questionable. Okay, interesting.
And which ones are smallest?
Currently, Allure and Ikeon are the two that are smallest.
Allure might be the best one to go after.
Don't
but
worry, they won't
I-
be the smallest for long.
Yep.
You can't be the smallest if you don't exist.
Well, we'll need more information anyway. This is good to at least get some basic starting info on. So cool. I guess we'll copy the maps down on our own if we can.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got a map maker here.
Do we?
You.
I don't make maps. It's not
You
good
do
ones.
now.
I make vague approximations.
You're the only
That's
person who tried.
Good enough
so...
until we buy a proper map.
It's alright, I can make you guys a map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got the map. That's all I wanted. I need nothing else from this guy.
Alright. And yeah, you guys can leave if you wish.
Yeah. And I'll say, good luck on coming up with a better name.
Well, from what I've heard, I'm going to have to come up with a better name.
Hey, I got a better name for you. Yorma. How's that for a fucking better name?
I suppose I could name it that. I have a funny feeling no one is going to like such a boring name, though.
All right, Yorma Jailed Immortal.
I mean,
You're in jail to the mortal.
be more
Hmm.
interesting, but it doesn't have any context. Don't worry, we'll come up with something.
Right context on the fucking plaque. You got one.
Bird woman.
Nope. Nope. We're not
We
doing this
lost
again.
Bird woman.
Look, I put a hand on Amelia's shoulder. She's gone. I'm sorry. She's
And
not
thank
coming
God
back.
for that.
I miss her.
I
It's
don't.
gone.
That's the spirit.
Birdman.
Birdman?
Okay, I remove my hand and I say, we're
That's
we're
the spirit.
losing. I don't know. Okay, let's leave. I have nothing else for this bit.
It's for the
You know,
best.
I had a very clear understanding of what was going on until you started speaking, and now I'm very lost.
Good. It's more funny that way.
It's so fucking funny. Oh,
God, I'm so fucking tired.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing
Yeah.
because this is where we're ending it.
okay, cool. That works for me. I have to make spaghetti. No, I do. I have
at
water
fucking
boiling.
Almost midnight.
Yep.
Yes.
Are you fucking
Midnight
stupid?
spaghetti.
Is that a
Never
question?
had.
Are you
Have you
fucking
never had
brain
midnight
dead?
spaghetti before?
You're fucking
I
brain dead.
have.
I bet you have. All right, so we're done.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
End recording.
Do we get anything? What's our
Yeah, you guys.
1-1?
Yeah.
Do we get anything? We have to get something. We always get at least something.
Mhm.
We get our pity dominion and pity experience.
You
Yeah,
showed up.
That's
Congratulations.
the ass whooping.
Hey, we smacked a box and almost died from it. That's worth something, right?
I feel like
If
we
you guys
didn't
had
really almost die from it.
Yeah, if you guys had figured out more of that rather than just, we're gonna just ignore the problem until it eventually finds us, I probably would have given you a little more.
And you know what? We fucking dealt with it when it found us.
Well,
That's the cornerstone
what
of
were
all
we supposed to
D&D.
figure out? I don't.
That freaking tables and beds aren't supposed to mysteriously vanish and corpses aren't supposed to randomly get up and start
Yeah.
speaking in eldritch tones.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna get a little extra because it's been a long while. So you guys are also gonna get a tick for, I believe, almost 2 months.
Oh, that's right.
This has been 40 days from my count because it took a month to travel plus the days to travel through this plus a little extra.
So I get one more dominion.
I think it is just one more. No, because it's
Or is it 2? Because were we halfway through another one before?
yeah, we were halfway through a month, so I think it's just short of 2.
Okay, cool.
Well, let me just do the math quick.
Halfway through, so 15
Yep.
plus 40, 55, so we're 5 days off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was coming up
Cool.
with. So, yep. You guys get one more ping from.
So what is our XP in Dominion?
For this session, you guys should have. Well, you have 1 XP because the cults don't give you any extra XP, but you
Mhm.
should have an extra Dominion for all of you except I think Nor, which gets 2 extra.
Yep.
So what? Odd
North-
gets 4.
So you get 3.
Yeah, you get 3.
Because it's 1 XP, 1 dominion for the session, and then you get 2 dominion for your cult. So 1 and 3. Everyone else is 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Any
check
nothing? I guess nothing crazy from my cult in general. All my prayers are fairly standard.
Yeah, as I told you, over the course of the month, it's pretty
Yeah.
boring.
That's good. At least I know they can take care of themselves still.
Yeah, can't wait to go back and solve some fucking problems.
Yeah, you're gonna solve some problems indeed. Jesus Christ.
So,
I'm going to leave, and there's going to be a lot more people needing healing than when I arrived.
All right, I will see you all next
Week.
Yep.
Yes.
I was trying to
this
think if I
is-
had anything special.
This is a fucking ways out, but will probably be missing the session or one of the sessions in November, specifically on the week of November 9th, I believe. I'll miss a session then.
okay.
So it's a ways out, and it's not 100% sure, but that's a thing that'll probably be happening.
All right.
I'll
Alright.
see you all then.
Yeah,
Thanks for the session.
I need to go pass the fuck out.
Have a good sleep.
luck.
No,
Bye.
And
I've
don't
never
die.
once had to sleep, and I don't plan to start now. God damn it! I need to stop slamming my hand against my laptop. It's like 7 years old and not holding up the best, and that's probably not helping anything. All right,
One
I'll
day
talk to you
you'll
guys later.
Yep.
Make
Stay
a
up.
computer.
Yeah, one day I'll get. Even if I make computers, I fucking nowhere around here to put it. Like I don't have any desks around here.
Hmm.
One.
Make a desk, fair.
If you can make a computer, you can make a desk.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. All right. Good night. Good luck. Don't die.
Fucking don't
If you
die.
can dodge a desk, you can dodge a computer.
All right. I think I might jump off myself. So, good night.
Farewell.
No, it's just gone.
I genuinely thought that was Nor that left and that you and that you were still in here. Or sorry, the other way around.
Nope. All right. See you. Theo.
See ya.
Yo, who joined? I don't know. Oh, the last Halifax.
Right now, let's see what other aircraft was needed. Mark IIA. Okay.
Halifax, you've got you should have everything, right?
Oh, Halifax. Hi.
Hello. Yeah, I have airplanes.
Do you want to
This-
slap a